Welcome to the Keep It Rolling podcast. We just got done training. I'm Kyle Perkins. I'm here with Joey Deal.
Yes.
And Adrian Huerta.
Huerta.
Oh, man.
Wait, say it again.
Huerta.
I always been saying Huerta.
Huerta.
Is that bad? Remember I told you there was another fighter. I like to do fighter references for names. Do you remember Roger Huerta?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think I told you about him, but you didn't know who he was.
No, I didn't know who he was.
Really?
Doesn't have any idea.
No. Wow.
That's your cousin.
Yeah.
Roger Huerta.
So Roger Huerta was like the first, they put him on Sports Illustrated, right? That was like a huge.
That was his big deal.
Yeah.
That was like his big fame, actually.
Yep.
He was a really exciting fighter. Lost some matches. You know, I think
I think he did fight for the title, but lost, I think.
Against
or at
Kenny
least
Florian?
got close, right?
I
He
don't
might have fought
remember.
Ken Flo. I think he got close, but
Yeah, I don't remember. But I remember really exciting matches.
Yeah.
His fight with like Clay Guida was like a legendary fight.
Yep.
So look up Roger Huerta.
Oh.
And he said Huerta. So you say it.
Huerta.
Yeah, that's way better.
Oh, man.
Now we're talking.
That's awesome.
Gonna have the little accent.
Yeah, it makes
So-
it way better.
So how was your training today, Adrian?
It was really nice. First started off with gi, then no gi. Really tired afterwards, if I'm being honest.
You
Okay.
tired?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't get tired. We talked about this. Actually, no, you'd get tired.
I just keep on
but
going.
you don't
Yeah.
stop. He's kind of like Kyle.
Yeah. Just
I think I said that to you the
immediately
other day.
tired, but I could just keep going.
Yeah, Adrian has. He's a young man, so we'll describe you a little bit. Adrian, how old are you? 20?
Yeah, 20.
Just turned 20 though, not so long ago.
July 14th,
Okay.
I turned 20.
So yeah, I think you were 19 when we did the
Wow.
white belt bash.
I'm July 13th.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Nice. Yeah, really cool.
Oh, my
You
God.
guys are so alike.
Yeah.
Are you Mexican?
maybe deep down. I wish. Yeah.
I'll make it an honorary Mexican.
Yeah. Former.
Kyle Huerta.
Boy, Kyle Huerta. Yeah.
Kyle Huerta Perkins.
I'll go with Hernandez. I like that. name.
Kyle Perkins.
Is the H silence in Hernandez too? Hernandez.
Hernandez doesn't have an H. Or no,
Hernandez does.
Hernandez.
I thought he's. Oh.
Yeah.
Why, is that your
it-
last name?
Well, no, but is it silent in there?
No,
It's silent in
no,
Huerta.
it is
I don't
silent.
get how they do it.
I was thinking of something else.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I am fluent in Spanish. Yeah.
Are you? So tell me. Yeah, let's do some history on that. Because I met your mother when, at the tournament, and she was so sweet, so awesome, and I felt like you had like a good family vibe.
Yeah.
So you had like your sisters there.
My sister's boyfriend, and you said that because remember when
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yep.
When-
His
in the
sister's
tournament-
boyfriend was the reason we actually clarified the one match they tried to DQ him
Oh,
from.
really?
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
one. He had the video or something.
Well, no, he just asked me. He
we'll
asked
definitely
me.
tell the story about that in a
Yeah,
moment.
he just asked me, explain to me why he lost. And I was like, okay. And then as I started explaining to him, I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. So then I went back over and
that
yeah.
was his sister's boyfriend.
Yep.
Huh? Nice.
So-
But the point that I was trying to make is that you thought that he was my brother or something.
Okay.
And I was just like, what? Like, no, like that'd be so
They
weird
were
if
part
my
of your
sister
family.
was dating
yeah.
my brother. You know,
That's
like,
awesome.
Well, recently me and Kyle went out to eat, and a waitress was like, "Oh, you guys are brothers, right?" And I was like, "Really?"
So offended.
I was like, "Do you think we look like brothers?"
Well, two was when like my beard was really long and my hair was really long at the same time. He's like, we look nothing alike. Yes.
I was so blown away. I mean it. I like it. I think we're bro. I feel like we're brothers.
We're
Yeah.
with each
definitely-
other enough,
we're
right?
brothers.
Yeah.
But we're but we
another
don't
mother.
look alike.
I mean, maybe with the mustaches now, right? Hey.
Hey, I feel like we're the only people who are sticking with the mustache.
Oh, it's staying around.
So
It's
even
staying.
Kenny, who is the mustache originator, he's
Yep.
the one that started it. I feel like it's already grown back. He's got
Yeah.
his beard. It doesn't even look that
I'm
special.
gonna retrim out my beard, make this thing look good.
I think that's the key. Is I got to trim my neck, make
Yep.
it look sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not the important part. Let's go back.
Adrian, your mustache. Yeah.
you can't grow mustache.
So you're so. The point was you're so young. You can't even grow a beard, right?
No, I just never grow facial hair.
No, at all.
like,
So you don't have to shave.
So-
because this is just
It's clean.
smooth, man.
So my mustache is the only thing that grows. I only have stubble right here.
Little stubble.
The problem with my mustache is that it kind of makes me look like a pedophile. You know,
Well,
I mean, I got one too. Yeah. So like, what can you do?
I mean, I think I mentioned that Jeremy said that about me, right?
Yes, hide your kids.
Yeah, he's like, you're probably gonna lose some memberships with the kids.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no. No, I don't think anyone looks good with a mustache.
Yeah.
It's the risk
not
we
about,
take.
It's not about looking good, guys. It's not about.
It's for the philosophy.
It's a lifestyle.
It's about the power that it gives. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's training tonight. Let's go back to that. So you said you're a little tired. Tonight it's actually our first time ever doing a Thursday night podcast.
Yeah.
We've done Sundays are always our traditional.
Yep.
When we started,
We've done a Friday.
We've done a few Fridays, maybe 2 Fridays. It's our first. You're an OG.
I feel honored.
You're the original Thursday. There'll never be another Thursday like this.
Never be another first Thursday.
Another first Thursday. So training, how was it? Who'd you get your rounds with for the advanced class?
I went with Orion, and it's always a tough match against
You
him.
and Orion are like, you guys are like, you push each other good.
Yeah, we do.
Because Orion's another young kid who's been training. He's actually been training with us
for a while,
for a long time, since he was like younger.
Yeah.
But he's grown up. He's
I feel like he's
18.
Yeah, I think he's really like turned a corner.
He might not be
both like
17.
physically and like mentally in training too.
Yeah.
I think just like
100%.
I don't think he
Just grown into himself.
Yeah, I think he, I would have to ask him, but I think when he started, it was just kind of something he did, and now he
really
enjoys
likes
it
it.
and he wants to learn and get better.
But he
and-
loves to train with you.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys are like buddies. It's cool.
We're like little.
Yeah, like
partners.
whenever they come up, they're like, "Hey, man!"
Yeah.
He's like, they're picking on each other. It's fun. So it's cool that you guys have that like friendship relationship already, which is cool.
100%.
Because that's I was just joking around with Kyle being like my brother, but it's because we train so much. So you really do become good friends with people.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
cool. Hopefully you guys are, or maybe you hate him. I don't know.
No.
I'm just guessing.
taking that kid out every day.
Yeah. So how was the rounds with him? What'd you think?
Oh, man.
So we did a lot of leg locks tonight, leg entanglements, leg controls, whatever you like to call them. But we focus on those positional trainings. So you felt pretty good. How's his leg locks?
For the he got me a couple times.
Did he?
Actually, yeah, he got me a couple times with the ankle locks. I think we've focused too much on the ankle locks,
straight ankles, so
rather
he's-
than like heel hooks.
Okay, well, that's good.
But for the most part, he was getting me. I mean, he was.
Nice.
That's nice to hear. That's a hard. I mean, I know you're a pretty tough guy, so if
Yeah.
he's making you tap, it's got to. He's actually have to be applying it the proper way. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, I think we gotta give the background on like from our perspective. We'll help kind of give your background because it's tough when someone
Yeah.
says, "Hey, like tell me how you started jiu-jitsu and stuff," but we'll give your story
Yeah.
from our point of view.
Okay.
So Adrian, when you you came in and like I remember you just being like, I just want to. I've been getting in shape.
Yeah.
That's what you told me, and like I just want to do something. So you started jiu-jitsu, and I think you started a lot with striking too.
Yeah.
You're doing both a lot in the beginning, and then
Kind of straight away from that.
it's okay.
I'll start coming.
Striking's fun. And
You,
I
you
think
find
have-
what you like though. You
Yeah.
gravitate to things. Yeah.
Yeah, and like and
I was sort of biased towards striking at the
You were at the
beginning.
beginning?
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go to striking instead of jiu-jitsu. Like I don't want to do.
why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Just more comfortable with punching?
I may probably. I was just like, oh yeah, manly throw punch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Makes you feel cool.
I think
Yeah,
it's the same thing as like at first, if you're doing this because you came to it from MMA, that's like what
Yeah,
what you
exactly.
think is more of fighting.
Right.
And then once you actually start grappling a little bit more, your brain changes. You go like, oh, this is actually what I
Yeah.
really need to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it didn't really register to me that you were like really into jiu-jitsu. And I don't remember, and maybe you remember, like why did you get into the white belt bash? Like who did we come up to you and say, hey, you should do this tournament? Or did I think I know why.
You were super competitive
It
with
was
someone,
because
right?
Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you slammed Pete.
Yeah.
So we got to definitely talk about this story. So I think that was the origins of it was just because of one takedown, and then we were like, "Oh, you got to do the tournament."
I've
because
never,
of one
That's where it
takedown,
started.
it
I've
changed
never
your
seen
life.
people this video that they're talking about.
It's
I've
epic.
never seen two people react to a slam so much before it actually happened. Right? Like Adrian scooped up a single leg, and Nolan and Joey who are filming it as he picks up the single leg,
Like,
both just start going and then boom, he slams him so hard. So we'll see if we can cut.
Dude, yeah,
we'll see
we
if we
gotta
can cut
find
that
that
clip
video.
in. Yeah, that was
Man,
classic.
it's on. We have the video somewhere.
Nolan never sent it to me. He never.
I
sent
have
it
it.
to me.
I have it for sure. It's on that phone somewhere.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that happened.
That might have started the idea of the white belt bash.
So honestly, I think it
Right?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jay's saying that's what the origins of it. So that was the rivalry, which so this was the idea. Is like Adrian. So you were training a little bit, but I don't think you did a tournament yet, right?
No, I didn't.
No,
So your
that-
first
yeah.
competitive tournament was with us.
100%.
With the
in-house.
So guys, we've said it before, but we got to spell out what the white belt bash was and is, because I have a plan in mind. I have a really important plan that I'm trying to. It's almost like to the level of like Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Where we'll just go and go.
Marvel Cinematic Universe is like, we have movies that connect, and then we're gonna have our end game.
By season 10.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to get big. Yeah.
It's gonna be, this is my idea. Is like we've had first guest was Kenny, then we had Jay, now we have Adrian. That's 3 of the 6
Are you telling me that Adrian is Iron Man?
You might, well,
He's the
no,
first
He's the
episode?
third. Adrian is the third.
Well, yeah, but he won the white belt bash, so he might.
Oh,
he might.
don't tell
He
him.
might be the origins.
He just
He might
ruined
be-
the end.
we let that go in the other podcast. Yeah, they all know.
No,
Yeah.
Adrian's the king. Adrian's the king. I
Yep.
get it. But no, but I mean, like all these little episodes. I'm
Yep.
saying, if you've been paying attention to the podcast, as someone who's been listening to it, I really want to hit every single person who's in the
Yeah.
bash. And then we're going to do like a reunion show. I'm going to let it out of the bag. I'm not holding on
That'll
to
be so chaotic.
it. It will be
100%.
awesome.
Reunion.
Oh, turn it up. I don't hear it.
No, you can't hear it.
You
Oh, I
hear
heard
it?
it in there. Yeah,
I
I heard
hear
it
it.
good.
I heard
Yeah.
it.
You guys heard it?
Oh, man.
Man, this is not good. I want to hear it.
Oh man, I'm surprised
Make
you
one more
didn't get
noise.
it. One sec.
Can you not?
Technical
It better be
difficulties.
good.
No, it was good. Yeah.
All right.
It
Well, I
was-
don't
it
need to
was
hear it.
very
I don't care.
talented.
So that happens. The takedown, the infamous. It's very, very important moment in our school's history. So a takedown that slams Pete on the ground. Some drama, fun stuff. We do a tournament, and Adrian. So we put this tournament together, and I don't mean to sound mean. I just didn't think. I thought you were a young kid who was just kind of training a little bit. I didn't know your competitiveness. I guess I saw it through the
Yeah.
takedown stuff, but I didn't know, that you would be able to rise to the occasion of the tournament. Adrian, it surprised me. I knew you were young and athletic. I knew you're strong, but man, you did so good in our in-house tournament.
Now let me think if I remember. So, Adrian, I believe, was either our third or fourth seed.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, we did do seeding.
Yeah, we had
I
seeding.
can't wait to go over this whole
Yeah,
tournament.
so we-
I don't
and-
think we should do it all today, but
No, let's not go over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Leave for next
I do
episode.
remember. I think you did lose your first match.
Yeah.
I think you lost to
Against
Sean
Sean.
in like a really
Yes,
close,
controversial.
really.
You came up to me and
Yeah.
you showed me like, is this a point or not?
That's points.
Remember?
Yeah,
I was like,
it was really
"It's
close. Yep.
points."
It was a great way to start the tournament. Yeah, too. But then, yeah, man,
man.
you
motivated me.
God,
Yeah,
did it-
you scrapped
and
it
then-
back.
So the
Uh-huh.
reunion show that we're gonna do, we're gonna rewatch all the episodes. They're short, they're short little matches, but we're gonna watch them all with you guys talking about
You
it.
screwed me, Kyle. You screwed me.
It'll be so special. But yeah, so you ran through this tournament pretty well. He ended up taking first in the whole tournament.
Yep.
And like I was like, man, Adrian has a real future. And it's and this is not to make Jay feel bad and Kenny, the older guys, but I'm like, he's 19 years old and he's competitive and strong and good. He's just just like we said with Kyle. Like you got tired the first match,
Yeah.
but you never gave up. Like he's got the real cortisone.
You can see the look on his
That's
face
hard.
too. He was like to push. Yeah, he wasn't giving up on himself. He was pushing.
Yeah,
He was
you got-
fighting.
you got
Yeah,
the
it was.
heart.
Once I get into like the zone, it's kind of hard to like get me out. You
Well,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
you
Like,
really have a good competitiveness
Yeah.
too, and that's shown. So that wasn't just a fluke, though. So then we put you in tournaments. Right after that, we did a tournament. Right, like a couple weeks after that was your first.
Yeah.
I want to say a week or two. Yeah, it was pretty quick
Right
after.
after that, because that's what we were prepping for.
Yep.
Then you did another tournament, and you did great. I know you like the gi more, but you did
Yeah.
gi and no gi. So how many tournaments have you done now? Do you remember?
I think it's been 3.
3 tournaments
Yeah.
outside of the white belt.
Yeah.
Right. And how have you done in your assessment?
I think I've done pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, first tournament, first in gi and then third in no gi. I think I could have done better in the no gi. That was when my stand up game honestly wasn't the best.
Yeah.
You know, like and then the second one that was with the American Grappling Federation, right?
Yeah, AGF or whatever.
And I got silver on that one. I was mad.
I know, you were
I
really
was
upset.
like, oh my god,
You were close.
That was on with Joe, right?
Yeah,
With Joe
that was
Rocco.
with Joe.
So Joe Rocco competed that one.
Yeah.
We'll,
Okay.
we'll give Joe Rocco a shout out.
Shout out
because
Joe Rocco.
It was just you and Joe
Yeah.
Rocco, I think.
I think it was just two.
And
It was a small
again,
tournament.
not to say anything funny about Joe. So Joe, I was so happy Joe did it because
Joe never competed
never
before,
competed,
right?
and he was going for his purple belt.
Yep.
Just time wise, and his training commitment. Like he deserved his purple belt in every way. But I told him, I was like, this is one of your last shots to just compete. And I do this a lot to people when I know they're going to get promoted. When they should get promoted, I would tell them, it's a good last opportunity for you to compete at that level.
Yep.
Because once you go to purple belt, the likelihood of you doing a tournament goes down quite a bit because the level is really high. Anyone who's, especially the older, the masters divisions,
Yeah.
if you're still a purple belt competing, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah, they're tough.
And there's a lot less of them. So like I was like, Joe, you should do it. So he did it. He did the tournament, and I remember just thinking like, I want someone else to come too.
Yeah.
And that's not to be mean, but like I knew Joe was gonna. Joe had a rough go.
Yep.
And he had some moments, and we'll have Joe on the podcast maybe someday to talk about that, because I think he learned a lot about it, like what it takes. Talking about heart.
Yeah.
He had moments where he just totally quit on himself, and I'm not afraid to say it, talk to his face. I said it, so I'd say it now.
Oh,
and if he was here,
he'll even tell you. Yeah, he said there's
like,
moments where he's like, I'll just give my arm now.
He just gave it like, man, and then he had moments where he worked really hard and he beat that like desire to quit.
Yep.
And still lost, but did I told him I don't care about winning or losing, just don't give up on yourself. And so I think he learned a lot from that. But like then the contrast, stark contrast to you being a young kid, you just have nothing but like fight. Like you never, not even for a moment, give up. Even when you're technically maybe not at the most superior. You have guys who are maybe technically more superior, but you just push them.
Yeah.
So that tournament, I know you lost to someone that you're like, man, you wanted it back, but you were like, tell me the next tournament.
No, I was fired up.
I loved it. And then your next tournament, the last one you did, that was the most impressive performance. It was one of the most impressive performances I've seen of like a white belt.
Just so many matches too.
There's so many matches. You're at that kind of weight class that's kind of like a little bit bigger than Kyle, because your weight class too kind of is like that 155. But
I would say
170,
150 to 185. Those three weight classes, 155, 170, 185. Those are going to be a lot
now
of
you're
people.
At 170.
Yeah.
I think
I was at
doing-
185. I was 185 at the first tournament that I did.
And I think I told you to. I was like, I think you can make 170 if you want.
No, because the guys, I met up with one of the guys that I competed against. He got second place, I think, and he said that he had to cut down from 210, and I was like,
yeah, you're 170.
Like I was,
and you were walking around 180.
I was walking around 180. I was just like, geez, man. It's like,
but you weren't like out muscled or anything. So that was what was impressive. I was like, man, if you can go down to 170, you're gonna do really well.
Be a problem. Yeah.
Real problem. And still there were people at 170 who were big, right?
yeah.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
So, there's a weight cutting part of jiu-jitsu that is kind of, it's crummy. It's not fun.
Honestly, it was 100% worth it.
I remember every time though that like I've cut weight like really low. Like, I've done like 145 a few times in my life. And then I remember like all the times I did tournaments and do that, I would go stand by everyone I was competing against. And I'm like, why did I even do this? They're all my same size. And then like go to do 170, it's the same thing. I'm like, what am I doing? Yeah, it's
That's funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of weight cutting, we're drinking Capri Suns. Let's
Shout out Capri Sun.
Let's do a little sip. Cheers too. Cheers. Can you cheers a pouch?
This is our third official sponsor. Thank you, Capri Sun.
Thank you, Capri Sun, for sending us 3 Capri Sun pouches.
They sent these to our local Walmart, and then we just picked them up there for a
small
discounted
price of
What a great sponsor.
$3.99. Awesome. They're very good. I love them. They're so good. Sorry.
Let's talk about that tournament, that third one.
The third tournament was awesome.
Yeah.
Man. I want to get you because you got to coach him for a really funny part of the match.
So this was.
So why don't you tell that part of it?
So Adrian has this great match where he goes out and I think he got the guy's back, right? And then I just remember he had a big slam of a takedown.
Yeah. Let me tell you about the slam because the slam is really funny.
You would practice it, right?
So I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
so
I think it was towards the beginning of my training.
Pretty early in the training. And, typically I'll use, for demo partners, I'll use Nolan. Back at that time, I would use, and even Nolan then was getting a little heavy.
Yeah.
So I would go use like TJ and I'll use Taylor and people who are around my size or smaller, especially for like takedown stuff, because it's easier to be able to talk and kind of manipulate their body, but we were doing kind of like a rear body, like a foot sweep. And then like a hip hop, we were showing hip hops.
Yeah.
It's like lift people's feet up and put, mat returns basically. And I was trying to show like the effectiveness of it. And I don't remember how it happened, but at some point I could tell people were like, I don't know how to do, like wanted to see if this would work if someone was bigger. So I grabbed Adrian and I did it to Adrian and I swept his feet and Adrian's eyes just lit up and like, I could just tell it was like a moment that like I remember it and you remember it. And then when you went to that match and I could hear, I was coaching from across the mat and I saw it happen and he did the exact move that I slammed you with like for a demo.
Yeah.
And I could just tell like, oh, it does. Those moments do matter. People,
I think I looked at you. I was
you
like,
were
so excited. Yeah.
Didn't see that.
It was like one of the highlights of my entire coaching. The entire coaching career was to see you do that from a distance and like know that you that you remembered us doing it together.
Yeah.
So that was real.
Match.
That was real quick. I mean, that was like 10 seconds of the match. Adrian picks his kid up, bodies him to the ground, and then in a scramble catches him in a really nice triangle. And as the kid's tapping, Adrian reaches into his own pants and just makes an adjustment. So in the same way that you would grab your own shin to make the adjustment, he just reaches into his own pants and makes the adjustment, like as the kid's raising his hand to tap. So, that happens. They stop the match and they stand it back up and the guy DQs Adrian. And I'm like, what? And the ref comes over to me and he's like, he was like so proud to tell me that like, we discussed this morning. This was a big rule. You can't be reaching into, you can't be reaching into the other guy's gi. And I kind of thought about it for a second, like that is a rule. You can't reach inside someone else's sleeve and you can't reach inside someone else's pants. So, we don't really argue with refs. So
I never do. I try not to.
Yeah. So I kind of just let it go. And like, the thing that bugged me though was just the ref was almost like smiling about it. Like he was so happy about it. So then as I was walking away, your sister's husband, right? So he just said to me, he goes, why did he lose? And I started to explain it to him, and I was like, well, you're not allowed to reach into someone's gi. So Adrian grabbed inside of his pants. Then I was like, he grabbed inside of his pants. You're allowed to grab inside of your pants. So I went over to the ref and I was like,
hold on a second.
Yeah, I go, ref, he's not allowed to grab inside the other guy's uniform, but he's allowed to grab into his uniform. And he thought about it for a second. I go like, I'm allowed to do an Ezekiel. I can grab inside my sleeve, so I should be able to grab in my pants. And I saw the look on his face. He started to think about it for a second. And, I'm not too abrasive, but I just looked at him very serious and I go, I'm right. And then he was like, thank you for being calm. So then it took him a really long time, and they just decided to restart the match with Adrian just up points. And then, he just went out and mauled him again, right? Yeah. So,
but that was the reason I remember being not upset, but being like, hey, we should let's try to get this fixed, because it'd be one thing if you were losing and like getting beat up and like then you get whatever. It's like, okay, probably don't need to do it again. But you were definitely winning the match. You were a more talented grappler. So to lose on something that's like a stupid rule, definitely worth arguing, or just making your case.
Well, and then so do we want to just the whole then even later in the tournament,
well, like in the gi,
it was this that was in the gi. So then
that was all gi and
takes first, right?
Yeah, you took first in the gi.
The last opponent, I want to say, oh my God, he was so good.
So good. It was all battles. Like, you had some really fun matches. But yeah, that last match.
I was scared the whole time. I was like, oh my God, that guy went against that guy. So he's probably better than this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's better than,
The jiu-jitsu math is never good.
But you know what? That's a healthy.
Like, I beat him, but he beat him. Uh-oh.
That's a healthy thing to have a little bit in your head. Not a ton.
I try to drop
that. I always try to say, like, I know I'm never going to underestimate anyone I go against, because I always kind of do the opposite.
Overestimate
a little bit, just to like, I've heard it before. Like, there is really no benefit in you, like overestimating yourself.
Like a benefit in overestimating yourself.
So like beforehand to tell yourself like I'm better than that person. Like all that will do is make you like train less. That doesn't
try
like
hard,
if you think the other person is better than you, that makes you train more, that makes you do like other things and stuff. Like if you say to yourself, I'm better than him, the only thing that could do for you is make you go like, well, I don't have to do as much.
Yeah, well,
I guess it could give you some sort of confidence, right?
There's a level of like psychology behind knowing that you're good enough
to beat
someone versus saying like that guy's so good, that guy's so good.
It would be nice if it came
not that
after
you're getting into your head, but
it'd be nice if it came after like months of you saying to yourself like, I need to make sure I'm better than this person. I need to do the work to make sure I'm better than this person, and then have that moment come and go, I did it.
In my opinion, for like sports psychology, like all of that doesn't matter.
Just do it.
And also just have confidence that's real.
Yeah.
So like the only confidence that's real is the confidence that you have from training.
Yeah.
If you don't train hard, you would not be like we were doing sprints and training hard for all these tournaments.
Yeah.
You should have confidence because of what you've done on the mat. That's the only confidence that matters. So like you telling yourself I'm better than this guy is garbage.
Yep.
But also you telling yourself that guy's better than me and I need to be careful. Like that's garbage too.
Yeah.
So that's all of it is just talk.
Yeah.
It's like your only real confidence comes from training.
See, but what I did is I would go on the internet and I would go on the not the flow grappling, but like the
smooth comp,
and I'd look at their history.
And
then like there'd be one guy that like won his entire division, and it was like a weight class above or a weight class below. I'd be like, oh my God, it's over.
That's funny. For me, I just have to. When I would do that, I would just have to find one match they lost, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool. As long as they lost before, I got a chance, baby.
If they lost before, they could do it.
Yeah, they could do it again. So
that's funny. So you got in your head a little bit, but man, you honestly. The matches, I remember them being so good, like fun matches, technical, but like also just wild too.
Yeah.
Like moments where like you just like
Remember the
Adrian,
one
just
where
go.
he's
You gotta
down
go.
and they footlock the
Yes,
guy? That was like a
dude.
really good one. Yeah, that was a
There's
really
so
good
many
match.
cool ones. Like I would like to go over those and watch those again.
Yeah. But then, so
then in
you win
no-gi-
gi, and then you go to no gi, and it just, I mean, it was almost kind of like something.
Well, how many matches though?
I think
like 8 matches.
yeah.
In the gi alone, I think
Yeah.
you had 8 matches. Think about that.
Yeah.
Because these are double elimination tournaments, so it's like almost like you face everyone.
Yep.
But eight matches that's a lot. Most people don't have 8 matches in a day, and you did that just in the gi. And then I was like, okay, let's do no gi.
And then when no gi happened, they, you're winning all your matches, and then it gets to the point that the bracket was big, and they were moving people around and splitting up the bracket and stuff, and so they just screwed up the bracket.
Yeah.
And
Which
kind
is,
of
I think it was more just
Trying to get everything over with.
trying to get shit done
Yeah.
quicker, and they probably skipped some stuff, and they screwed them. I mean, you didn't lose a match.
so they ended up like on the computer giving you second or third.
Yeah.
They did give you a gold medal, but in terms of like team points and stuff, that
Oh, yeah.
really was pretty
Gotcha.
unfair.
Yeah,
so
they screwed us over
yeah.
many times. It's okay. Yeah,
We
what,
forgive. No, not really.
what does it say? What does it do? I can't hear it.
Is it wah, wah,
Wah,
wah,
wah,
wah?
wah. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I mean, I can hear everyone else.
That's weird.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You muted
Forget
my
about me. I
cord.
don't need to hear
It's all right, Jamie.
Jamie.
He'll fix
you
it.
screwed it up, Jamie.
He'll fix it.
Jamie. Yeah, that was a really epic performance. Very epic.
Thank you.
And then you did the Chicago Open for
No.
the 80s. Oh.
Yeah, we got to. So it was funny. I was saying like, you should be confident. You were doing sprints, you're running hard, and then I thought about it while I was saying that. I was like, but he didn't even compete. So Adrian can be made fun of for sure for this one because, and I think it's just kind of a young man thing, right? Like, I mean, we all fuck up, but you
I would have done that in my
it was
20s. Yeah.
You definitely had an epic fuck up of, the whole team is so excited about the Chicago ADCC Open. I mean, we're all training real hard. Adrian's doing sprints after every class. He's
Beating
working
us all in
super
sprints.
hard.
Yeah.
And he, so Adrian's working real hard, and then he forgets to sign up. Totally forgot to sign up for the tournament. Yeah.
I remember my heart dropped when like the registration closed. I was just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Click. Declined.
Like, cause
Yeah.
it suddenly
We just
turned.
We waited till the end, right? You
Yeah.
weren't the only one. Justin also messed up, so don't feel bad. But it's
I do want to compete as a white belt in the ADCC.
Yeah,
And I
we
want
will.
to go with you guys at least one.
well,
100%.
I'm 90% sure that's one of the questions that we're going to be asked.
Okay.
Someone sent a message. Will you join the travel team?
Yeah,
I
good,
think
good.
I definitely have
I think
to.
you need to, man.
Yeah.
And I'm even here. I will say it publicly. I will support you in that. If you need help, financially or whatever, because it can be expensive. Me and
Yep.
Kyle, we've been doing this a lot. Traveling.
not cheap.
It's not cheap. We've
Nope.
been spending some money, but we're having the best times of our lives. So
Yeah.
totally worth it for
Yep.
what we do. So as a young man, I know you have a job. I know you're working hard. Jay's breaking stuff over there. You all right over there?
Down in front.
Do we have issues? Is it?
Yeah, the file is full on that,
So it stopped. Okay.
Okay.
Our recording is stopped.
but we got a new one.
Don't worry, we're all good.
right.
We got new videos. This might be a good time. We'll cut in some old videos of Adrian slamming
Yeah.
people on their head, triangling people illegally, all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. What was I saying about what? What were we saying?
We're talking about
travel
Adrian
team.
doing the
Yeah.
ADCC,
So
traveling
yeah,
with
there's
us.
so many options in 2024 for that. So we'll find something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll be great. All right, what do you think, man? So, in terms of your story, maybe we gotta say like, how did you find jujitsu? Why?
So I actually practiced this in the car.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, what's my
Well, let's just let him go.
Stand up, give a speech.
It's like, it started when I was young.
My name
boy,
is
and-
Adrian Huerta. As a young
and I,
man
as a
growing
young
up in
man-
Illinois.
And I was thinking like, oh, what's super cool to say? But
Watch him totally mess.
it's just funny. No, so I think I'd like to bring it back all the way back to quarantine, because I feel like if quarantine didn't happen, then my whole life would have changed. You know, so before quarantine, I was actually a soccer player. Boo! I know. Boo!
I actually respect soccer.
I like soccer. Yeah.
Unlike baseball.
So yeah, I mean, I played football and made fun of people playing soccer for a
What'd you
while.
call them?
Grass fairies.
Yeah.
Yeah, grass fairies. But I mean, honestly, when
We
you
said field fairies.
yeah, the athleticism is
No, I
crazy.
really respect
and
soccer players.
I always respected football players.
Ronaldo or
100%.
Messi?
Messi.
Messi.
I can't even look at you.
I
don't know.
Oh, you're a Ronaldo guy?
Yeah, I'm a Ronaldo
Okay,
fan,
okay.
100%.
Awesome.
Messi's like the man now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah, they're. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
He's better. Messi.
I just heard the name. I know he's high paid.
yeah, the man can kick a ball.
Yeah. But
Hey, don't bother his speech.
I
You practice
practice
this.
this, man. Come on, I'm stuttering already. No, but I had
So quarantine, huh?
quarantine. During the quarantine, I'd actually gotten a couple offers for soccer, and I was supposed to go to a certain university, but I ended up losing passion for the sport at the time, and I want to say that it didn't help that my high school coach was a piece of crap, and he benched me for someone that I'm gonna say it. He wasn't that
Say
good.
it.
You know, he
Say
wasn't
it,
that
baby.
good, and he's not good at all. You know, and
Was this just like a political thing?
yeah,
Like,
it was a political because I didn't show up to practice and I couldn't. I didn't at the time. I didn't have my driver's license, and I didn't have a way to get there.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah.
not
Talking
the
about
game.
practice.
Yeah, not
We're talking
the
about
game.
practice.
Yeah,
Give me the
I didn't
same-
have
We're talking
well,
about practice,
I-
man.
like
Not the game that you love.
I had my permit, so you know, I'm not gonna take my a car. You know,
right. It's not worth it.
It's not worth. And you know, this guy, the coach, you know, he wants to make an example of me, and he essentially says, "Hey, you know, I'm going to bench you for this match, you know, and then you're going to come on in halftime." And I looked him straight in the eye, and I was just like, "All right, you do that. I'm not going to sit around," you know. And I left, and he was like, Adrian, come back here," you know, straight out of a movie scene. And I was just like, I remember walking, I was like, us. I remember looking back at my teammates and like, good luck. No, but I want to say that was sort of the turning point. And
That was your senior year of high school?
that was my senior year of high school.
Okay.
And
And then you played all 4 years?
yeah, I played all 4
You
years.
played his
Wow.
whole life, right?
Yeah,
You-
Wow.
I played it when starting 10 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I mean, soccer, that's your game.
yeah, that was
your-
my game. And so eventually
It was like Jay to baseball, Adrian to soccer.
And so I go back to club. The club season ends, and you know, I eventually say I don't want to play soccer anymore. And that was probably the hardest time of my life, just because I had invested so much time and so much effort into, okay, I'm gonna get a scholarship, I'm gonna go to college, and then after that, you know, like who knows, you know, and then just to throw it all away and just say, okay, now you have to find something else, and you have to, you know, change your entire orientation of life, you know. And that's when I sort of started to have a lot of like negative thoughts and my worth as a person, like, oh, like all of this was for nothing, you know. And quarantine didn't help, you know.
Yeah.
It didn't help, honestly.
A lot of people dealt with some bad stuff in quarantine.
I started actually gaining a lot of weight, and I think it was senior year. I was weighing at 160, and after quarantine, I was like 190.
Wow.
And honestly, again,
And that messes with your head
it
too.
does mess with your head a lot, you know. And I never been like a thin kid, but I was never like chunky, you know what I mean? And getting to that point, it really did mess with my head. But eventually, you know, you got to get out of that like a rut, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some whatever funk it is.
Exactly.
Shake it off, yeah.
And so,
What got you out of it?
honestly, to this day, I don't know. It was just like a mindset change. I was like, I don't like this feeling anymore. All right, I'm gonna go to the gym. You know, like it was sort of weird. And so I started going to the gym, and I remember
Because
just
that's when you came to us at the school. I remember you were kind of being like almost like bodybuilder type of stuff. Right?
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
getting
yeah.
into like fitness, really.
Yeah,
You know?
Big boy.
I remember
Yeah.
He was. I mean, you still are. You're
Yeah,
in
you're
good
pretty
shape.
thick, yeah.
But I remember kind of seeing you like almost like trying to get to that like like Kenny.
yeah,
Kenny
exactly.
style
Oh my
lifted.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually, I started getting better and better, and I started losing the weight, and I started feeling more comfortable in my body. And then the numbers of the weights started going up, and so me and my friends are at a hangout, and one of the guys and me, we get into an altercation, and he puts me into a headlock, and he was like, tap, 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 and I have to tap, I'm about to pass out. And I remember feeling so weak at that point. I remember feeling so vulnerable. Like all those weights, again, everything was for nothing, and it really did make me feel weak at that point. And so I was like, how do I change this? And so then
were you a fan of like UFC and fighting?
Actually, no. I'd never like watched UFC or anything.
Really?
But
That's
no,
cool.
Not at all. I didn't even.
So then, how did you find? Where did jiu-jitsu come in, or was it you wanted to do striking?
So
was
yeah,
like-
I was like, oh, Muay Thai. I've always heard of Muay Thai, and I was like, oh, dude, Muay Thai sounds fucking badass.
No one's choking me ever
I'll
again.
kick him in the head.
He's like, shin. No. But I always also believed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
You've heard of it,
I've
then.
heard of it, and I know its effectiveness. And then I was like, okay, might as well.
Isn't it kind of cool to think, Kyle, like to realize that, like, because when I started jiu-jitsu, or like, when I was 14 years old, 15 years old, no one knew what jiu-jitsu was. It was only UFC, and then you realize that UFC fighters train jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That was it for me, man.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't.
So like nowadays, it's like jiu-jitsu has become popular enough that people can actually
So
know
mainstream,
you've
yeah.
heard of that, even without it being tied to just
Exactly.
MMA or fighting.
It's not as much, but I mean, people will drive past and just
You probably see more
a
gyms
sign
now.
can
Yeah.
just say jiu-jitsu.
Right.
When
Yeah.
back in the day, the only thing would really would say karate, and even
Or-
if people
or
ran
even-
to jiu-jitsu gym, they might put karate up
Yeah,
in there.
karate, taekwondo,
Yep.
and then MMA
Yep.
was kind of like MMA schools, and then jiu-jitsu was snuck into it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool to hear. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Usually
I've never.
always
It's always
MMA,
UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, never. Where was I?
Yeah. So where did you find? Did you? So.
Oh yeah.
So you got in that fight. You got. You felt weak after getting choked by your buddy.
And so then,
Now there's
thank you for reminding me.
there's
Yeah.
research to be done. Yeah.
You're like, all right. So how do I get tougher? Right?
So
how do I?
yeah, essentially, I was like, all right, well, I don't want that to
Hey,
happen again.
who is that friend? Is he around?
Yeah, we're on good terms again.
Bring him in.
I can 100%
It's time.
kill him. Like,
Now we're cool.
100%. Like we're cool now that I'm strong.
Yeah. You got to bring him into an open
Yeah,
mat.
I'll tell him.
You like this headlock?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like, oh,
tap,
remember
tap,
this?
tap.
Remember this?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But whoever you are, we're looking for you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing
thank
Adrian
you for,
to us.
Thank you for choking him.
Yep.
And sometimes like little losses. I know it's not a real loss, but like things like that.
Yeah.
It's the best thing that's
It
ever
does
happened.
change.
Motivating, yeah.
I mean,
It took a blow to my ego. No.
that's what you need.
It does.
I mean, that's what people need. Everyone
Yeah.
needs it. And that's we talk about like confidence and stuff. How it's not real. None of like talking to yourself.
Yeah.
So like that's reality. You got choked.
Yeah.
So no amount of you being like, I'm a tough guy. Look at
Exactly.
me.
Like, oh
None of that
yeah,
shit
well I
really
can. I
matters.
can
None of the things you
bench
said.
25.
Yeah.
It's like no.
None of that
I
stuff
just got
really
choked
matters.
out.
Yeah, so jiu-jitsu, to sell jiu-jitsu to people, it's the ultimate ego buster.
Yeah.
Because like no matter how much you think how tough you are, like it's only evident. It's just
Reality's
evidence.
coming right back in.
It's
Yep.
always real. Like you just go on the mat and see. And some people are really tough, and
Yeah.
some people just aren't. And if you don't know until you try, yeah. Nice.
And so when I was looking for gyms, I tried a couple free trial classes, but none of them really stuck out like yours. I feel like, and you want to know like the biggest reason why?
I would love to hear it.
It was just a style, like straight up the style, like
Yeah.
the black mats, the black everything. Everything was just so
Really?
like aesthetic to me. I was
Nice.
like, oh my
Wow.
Aesthetically.
Never heard that before.
That's
Yeah, I was
that's
like, oh my
great.
God.
Man,
and
who
it was
would've
like
thought?
it was
Shout out Rocco.
Rocco.
Shout out
Rocco.
Shout out us though.
Yeah, we worked hard
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
And it was also
Screw Rocco.
I did. So I did care about that kind of thing. I do believe in it does matter, like your environment, because there's some gyms and hopefully someone who's listening is again, I'll never try to bash schools or bash other people, but there's some gyms where that's not even on their radar. Like
Exactly.
they don't even think about what it feels like to walk through the school.
Yep.
And like they have low ceilings and things are dripping and like.
Pile of clothes in the corner,
Yeah,
and
just
you know,
and it's just and at the end of the day, some of those schools are the best schools.
Yep.
It could be, it's like it doesn't really make or break a school, the aesthetics, but it does. I always liked. I know me and Kyle, we talked about like Art of Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
They have a distinct style. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard that, but they're all white style. They're
Yeah.
black and white.
Yeah.
it looks like a
mats.
fine arts academy.
Yeah.
you
It
know?
just looks
Yeah.
very clean, but and it's like a conscious choice to make their their brand a certain aesthetic. And that's something I do think there's an important value to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, and now I see that. That's
yeah,
cool.
man,
That's
it
cool
worked.
to hear.
For me,
It worked,
I was
yeah.
just like, oh, pretty colors,
Green. I like green.
I'm in. Sign me up.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Which, by the way, guys, you can tell the podcast. We are setting up a podcast aesthetic. Hit a button.
Yeah.
I can't hear it, guys. I know
That's my favorite button.
I know that's so
That's the only
good.
button I
His
got.
hand reached to it.
I'm guessing you went. Beow, 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 beow. Was it cheering?
No, it was a beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
But we're going to make this. This is we have some new chairs. I know it's probably not in the video, but we have some nice. You want to turn the camera? Nice. So we have some new green
Nice.
chairs, aesthetically pleasing. We have these nice new
New
tables.
tables we put together.
This couch, a student of ours, 40. He bought it.
You bought it,
I gave it to him for $150.
so I can't burn it.
I wanted to burn it. No, it's a great couch. This is the most comfortable couch I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was Doug's couch.
Taking many a naps on this couch.
I've slept on this couch many times. She's old. She's old. This old girl's sturdy. She's good. So 40. I hope you enjoy.
40,
the
you
couch.
won the raffle. It's your couch.
Yeah. So we'll have this nice aesthetic. Hopefully you like it, and tell me what you think, because I trust your opinion.
The man's got eyes.
Cool. And not to say anything bad about other schools, but what was the experience like at other trials? And was there anything positive, negative?
I mean, for starters,
Maybe even like advice for people who would go to a trial, like
Yeah,
things that you were
yeah.
looking for would be kind of a cool thing to.
So I think
spell out.
for me, the thing that stuck out was the week trial is being able to actually experience for, not just a day. It's really hard to grasp the whole environment.
In one
the
class.
whole, yeah, exactly. In one class. I can't tell if these people, because most of the times when I went to the free trial classes, everyone was like super grumpy to be with me, and I was like, oh man, like I know, like I'm not that good, but I want to get into this,
Yeah.
And sometimes they weren't as inviting, and that kind of hurts, It's just like, oh man, like should I even be here?
I'm trying.
Yeah,
What am I doing wrong here? Yeah.
It's just,
And generally, that's a cultural thing with the school. Within the school, is like,
yeah.
I try my best from the top down to be really welcoming.
Yeah.
If you come in with a good attitude, you're going to be met with a really, positive.
And I think I felt that.
Cool, man.
And it really helps because I consider myself an extroverted introvert.
Extroverted introvert.
Where I'm introverted.
I relate, man. Yep.
Yeah,
Can you
where-
explain that to me, Kyle?
So I would just say it like this. I'm gonna
Give me an analogy.
Well, so I don't know if I got an analogy before. This is how I was explaining to people. It's like I'm an extremely shy person, but to stand in a circle of like 2 or 3 people and just be like shy and not say anything is like super awkward. So instead of doing that, I'm just like, hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm not gonna let this be awkward. What's
Yeah,
up? You want to hear a joke?
exactly.
So like that's the if I had a choice, I would go sit in my room by myself. But if I have to be in a group of people, I'm gonna be
I would not
extremely
take that.
extroverted.
Yeah, because you're super extroverted. Like,
Only when I'm around people.
Or-
I know that's
or
a
if
weird
you're
way
on a dance floor.
Oh man, I'll bust out the funky chicken to the left and the right, baby. I'm a funky chicken man.
yeah. Shout out to Sergio's wedding.
Yeah, Sergio's wedding, man.
If anyone was there,
I'm gonna get loose.
Kyle got loose.
I'm gonna get loose. On
So
the
I
dance
can't
floor.
imagine you being shy.
Yeah, yeah.
You literally made up dance moves that day that will live on forever.
In infamy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We got videos that you will never see.
Yeah, no one should see. Those are great dance moves. Yeah, I think you might get arrested if you show those moves to someone.
But would you agree with that? Right? So you're just like,
Is that how you feel?
I'd say sort of. I mean, for me, when it comes to the people that I know and I'm more comfortable with, I'm really extroverted. But when I'm with new people, I am so shy. And that's something
I can
that I've
see.
been trying
I
to.
understand that.
Yeah.
Um,
and in the beginning, when
You're
I was
very quiet.
I was very quiet.
But man, like you're an awesome kid. You're fun. You're
Thank
cool. So like, and like, I don't care. That's, I guess, the hard thing to try to tell to someone. As a kid, when I was young, like even younger than you are now,
Yeah.
like I'm talking about like grade school and high school, I was so shy, painfully shy, and a lot of it stemmed from my, I had a speech problem growing up.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like really bad. I didn't talk. I legitimately did not talk to other people until 6th grade.
okay.
So throughout my entire grade school, I was in speech classes, and I was talking about the Mexican thing. It was just me and a bunch of Mexicans, and this is not to sound. It's just they didn't speak English, and I didn't speak English either.
You didn't speak. They didn't speak English. Yeah.
No one knew what I was saying, so they just assumed I was speaking a different language. No, it was just me and all the foreigners who didn't speak good English. We were in speech classes. I would get pulled out of normal class to go to speech class because
Wow.
I did not speak well enough.
it's like ESL.
What was that?
English as a second language?
No, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's just this is like speech therapy.
Oh, okay, got you.
So it's like
That's the first time I've heard that broken down. I've always heard ESL. I didn't know what it
That's what
meant.
it
Yeah. I didn't
know.
even know
Yeah,
what it meant.
that's what
English
it
is a second
means.
language.
did you do that?
No. I had a program in it in
Okay.
my high school.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I was very shy. Because of that, I was very shy. And as soon as I broke through that and I knew like, oh, I can talk. And like I still have moments, even like part of the podcast is actually me exercising this.
Yeah.
Teaching was a big part of that.
Yeah.
I got so comfortable talking in front of people and talking to people from teaching that it actually translated really well to me in a one-on-one situation or with a group.
Yeah.
Whereas before I was so shy, I didn't want to say something stupid or slur my words or say something dumb. But then teaching so much, I got really comfortable with it. Something to, for yourself too is like, but I can feel like once you're comfortable, like you and Orion, I watch you guys.
Oh, 100%.
You guys are fucking around the whole time having fun.
Yep.
Same thing with me and Pete. We're
And Pete.
always, oh my God.
Fucking Pete.
That's the rivalry right there.
Yeah.
Just
I
so
feel like
everyone
you got
knows,
me.
again, we're going to spell it all out later, but since we talked about it so much, Pete's nickname is the Greek, and your nickname was
The Greek Slayer.
the Greek Slayer. So that just shows you the love that they have for each other, or hate, I mean.
Yeah, I saw Pete when he's leaving. He's raring to go. That man, he's ready.
Oh, I can't wait. We're going to have Pete on the podcast.
Oh, yeah,
It's just going to be
yeah.
about you, I'm sure, the whole time.
It's just gonna be-
Motherfucking
Oh
Adrian
man,
slapped me.
I
This
fucking hate Adrian, man. I hate
Oh,
Adrian.
man, no, that's pretty good, man. Yeah, I can't do the Greek accent.
No.
No, Ron does it the best. Oh my God.
Yeah, Ron does-
Roddy's got one.
Ron and Kenny. Oh, they do it so good.
Ronnie the Rat, we love him. I call him Zombie Ron now. Do you see that
really?
shirt he
He
wears?
likes that zombie
He's got
shirt,
the-
huh?
he's got-
Yeah.
and it's supposed to say Zombie Run. Did you see it?
No.
But it's like blurred together and it says Zombie Ron. I was like, you got a shirt with your name on. He's like, no, it says Run.
No, it says
Laugh
zombie
song.
Ron, baby.
Yeah, that was good. Cool, man. So yeah, you get to the school. So you like this, and I'm glad you said the 7-day free trial because we do a 7-day free trial, and that's so you got a chance to try some classes. And I believe in that too.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
your thoughts are, Kyle, on that. I know,
Totally agree. I mean, you gotta,
we've done different things in Crystal Lake. And
Yep.
you've seen different.
I mean, yeah. So I've seen a few different. I've seen like
The one
3-day
class,
free trial, 1-day free trial.
or 2 weeks for $20.
2 weeks for like a paid kind of thing too, and that's worked pretty well. But I mean, the most success we've ever had is when it was like a free trial for people for them to try it.
An extended period. It can't be
Yeah.
just one day or one class. It's tough.
Well, I think when you do 1 day or one class, let's say someone had even a really good experience, they don't know how it's going to fit their schedule over the week or like timing and stuff. So it's good for you to get
I
the.
try to do the 7-day with that in mind, like and I even say like 7 days. Like I know like 1 week is what we say, but
Yep.
7 days. Like so if you can't, if you only came twice and then you had a lot of stuff going on, it's a holiday. It's like I'll give you some more classes to try.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I believe in the product.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna make sure you like class, and then
Yeah.
like unless you're being completely unreasonable,
And, yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty
it's-
let you train as much as you like before,
right.
yeah.
I mean, it's gonna get absurd eventually, right? Like, like you can't go a whole month and then be like, I still don't know, man.
Yeah,
and that's like
I'm on
6
the
months
edge,
later.
all right?
Joe, I'm not really blue belt.
I'm
and
not
you're
really
like, I
sure
don't
if I'm
know.
gonna be here, but like, how do I do this arm bar? Yeah. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's for me, but I just got my blue belt from you.
yeah,
It's been 2 years, but I still need to try out this class.
credit card.
Eventually, you got to commit. Yeah. So I'm glad you enjoyed the 7-day free trial and you got into it, and you honestly, to compliment you, you have become our star white belt competitor.
Yeah.
I hope you feel it. I hope that's a healthy amount of pressure for you to know, like, hey man,
It is.
you are, like, I know you're competitive, so I want you to feel that, like, you are the guy, and I didn't, again, I don't want it to sound mean, but I didn't think you would be. I didn't have any, I had no ideas that you would want to compete as much as you do. I just thought you're kind of having fun and train a little bit, but that's what, it's always shocking. I feel like I need to do a better job in general. And maybe you feel that way too with the students, but I feel like I need to get to know what people's goals are more. And that's something I want to do better.
It's something that it seems a little.
You don't know until you know.
It's a hard balance because it seems a little cliche, and then it can't even feel cliche as a newer student. Like, I remember this as my first time doing it, and having like that interview process of getting signed up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like, for me, like, I knew I wanted to do it, so I just wanted to be signed up and come to classes. So like that
didn't have to
hey,
sell 'em.
why are you doing this? All that type of stuff. That wasn't really important to me. But like I think that is a important. We always joke about that. that movie, The Art of Self-Defense, that I always joke about. You know, the scene there, he signs the guy up and he says, like, you know, why are you doing this? You know, he gives him 4 options, you know, health and fitness, you know, self-defense, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, what if it's none of those 4 things? And he goes, do you want me to read the 4 options again? You know, those are the only reasons you could be doing this, you know? Yeah. So it can definitely be more open than that. But yeah, just
Kyle, look at my belt. It's a black belt.
oh my God. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
That's a classic.
It's a terrible movie.
It's the greatest movie you'll ever see.
Homework. Go home. Rent the
The Art of Self-Defense.
Self-Defense.
Give us a review.
And tell us how terrible it is.
All right.
You might love it. I bet he probably loves it.
It was enjoyable.
It was like Napoleon Dynamite. You seen Napoleon Dynamite? You never seen Napoleon Dynamite? That's shocking.
Oh man.
I feel
Yeah.
like everyone's seen Napoleon Dynamite, right?
I'm not a movie
he's
guy.
quite young.
No, you're not a movie guy?
He's
I
quite
didn't
younger
watch
than
movies.
us.
Oh, you're gonna be. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
quite,
you know.
but even Napoleon Dynamite was like. Yeah, I guess it's a long time ago.
It's a while
I don't
ago,
know.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you got dude,
You're gonna be out of place with us. If you don't watch
2013.
movies.
Oh, God,
2013
man.
was 10 years ago.
Yeah, weird, huh? What year is it?
Right? I mean, that's nuts to think,
20,
right? I mean,
20 yeah, that's weird, man. Wow. Yeah, we're old.
yeah, I mean, that gives you a weird
Well,
perspective.
let's go back in time. I mean, this would be kind of fun to do. So when you were 20, Kyle,
Yep.
what were you thinking about? What were you doing?
20 years old. I'm working at the post office. I'm training jujitsu.
Hating life.
Yep. Figured out how to quit the post office. Yep. Thinking about burning down the post office, you know? Yeah.
Just fucking with the mail.
Shout out government. Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen, again, a movie reference, if you guys ever seen the scene from The Grinch when he's messing around with the post office?
Jury duty,
Yeah.
jury duty, blackmail, pink slip, jury duty, jury duty, jury duty.
That
That's
was
what I
Kyle
did every day
every
in the
day.
P.O. boxes. Yep.
And then he just throws them off. And he dressed as the Grinch. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, worked at the post office, training, you know.
20 years old, man.
Yep. I remember just every day, just like sitting at the post office and freaking out because the mail carriers weren't coming back on time and going like, missed another jiu-jitsu class. No, yep, I missed both of them tonight. Missed both. Just so angry, dude.
Do you remember feeling like the world, like you're so young, like there's so much more to do at 20 years old? Or did you feel like I'm already an adult, I'm doing my life?
Oh no, yeah, no. I mean, even still, yeah, I feel like there's still
You
always
still feel young.
Oh yeah, there's still always
You're
more
not.
to do.
Sorry.
Yeah, still. I wouldn't say I feel.
No, I just mean at 20. I'm trying to say that because I know, like, man, I remember it was really actually 22 years old.
Okay.
But I remember I had a moment at 22 and I was kind of with my buddies, with Timbo, with Corey, and we're sitting at my house eating lots of food. It was after fighting at Sears Center, and like just being like, man, we're 22 years old, guys. Like, we're still so young. We still got so much. Like, we're gonna be living this life forever.
Interesting. I remember
22. I just felt like a baby. I was like, I got so much going on. This is gonna be
that's
amazing.
funny. I remember almost the exact opposite, and I couldn't tell you exactly how old I was, but around the same age. Like one of my friends' houses that we'd always go over to and just play video games and stuff, and we were just like sitting there play video games. It was like just like a normal, and I remember having the thought like,
Mold.
should probably be doing more with my life now. Like I think I should be way past
that's
this.
my point.
You
Is
know?
I felt like we were successful. I was like, we're 22. I just had I'm a professional fighter.
Yep.
You know, Corey just won an amateur belt that night. I had like my fifth pro
We're killing
fight.
it. We're killing it.
Tim was on tour in Europe at that
Yep.
time. And we were just like, we're 22. We're fuck 22.
That's awesome, dude.
And like, I just remember us just being so. We were probably drinking a little bit. Like we were just having. It was yeah. And I think now I'm 32, 10 years later, and like, what has changed? At the end of the day, not much. Like in terms of what I'm doing, I'm
Nope.
just doing jiu-jitsu all the time. But now I own a business. Like I'm just totally different. I remember thinking like this would be where I'm at. Like I want to do that.
Yep.
Which, you know, it feels good to think about from that age, like being around your age. So like whatever goals you have, Adrian, you're like, man, you could do whatever the hell you want. You're in a good place. And I know. So what are you doing right now for work? You're doing.
I'm doing HVAC, which
right?
is heating, ventilation, air conditioning.
How did you get into that?
Because of quarantine.
Yeah.
So I was originally supposed to do business, but then I was like, what can I do that's sort of fun, and pays a lot, and so then I gravitated towards HVAC, and I remember looking through like the courses for my community college, and I remember just looking at it. I was like, oh shoot, and I remember looking at the salary. I was like, oh, that pays pretty well,
Yeah.
I was just like.
Yeah, because I did architectural sheet metal, so I had to do HVAC as part of like my apprenticeship and stuff. And yeah, I mean it's good money. It's tough work.
I
mean,
did not know a single thing going into it though. Like I had never even changed my oil going into it. You know what I mean? Like I had no experience.
I think a lot of people learn that very. I wouldn't say quickly though, but like it's something if you want to get into, there's a lot of availability to learn that skill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all the trades are under staffed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
especially in the next like 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so if you
God.
learn that skill, you have a job, no matter what. I mean, you'll get hired because most people aren't willing to do
Exactly.
stuff that it requires you to actually do things. That is not podcasting.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants a podcast. Man, this is awesome.
We're sitting down talking.
We're hanging out. But you have to actually work hard. So how's the job life? You love it?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I
That's great,
got
man.
into a great company. I mean, I was really lucky to get into a union.
Yeah.
They pretty much grandfathered me in. It was perfect. I mean,
It's great.
it's amazing. It was a huge change from my past company. Screw you, past company.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they treated me like shit. I'm gonna
Screw
be
you
honest.
guys.
Yeah, screw you.
We're
guys.
coming for you.
And honestly,
We're gonna headlock you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. It's just like
Those problems you're having, that was us.
so with them, what they would do is I didn't know anything, and I didn't even know the tools of the name of the tools. And so then they'd be like, "Hand me the lineman," and I'm just like, What's a lineman?" And so then they'd be like, "The lineman." And I'm like
tough,
freaking
man,
out.
the
I'm like
trades.
trying to grab the lineman, and he's like, "The lineman, the thing in yellow." 5 things are yellow, and I'm freaking out, And so then they have to go out from what they're doing, and then they have to get the lineman, and it's like, "This is a lineman." I'm just like,
You'll never forget.
yeah, I never did forget, And
But
and
you'd be
I
surprised.
guess
There's so many idiots who get into like these types of work. I mean, there's so many idiots in general in life.
me.
Like, yeah, I mean myself, and I include myself. I can say that because I include myself within that family of idiots. But it's like so many people just can't even you correct them harshly or nicely, doesn't matter. But if they can't remember things, like you shouldn't be working here.
Wait,
It's
what's
like,
a lineman?
Yeah, exactly.
right? Yeah.
Right? So, I just remember that from sheet metal, and I hated working sheet metal. I hated. I didn't enjoy it. There's not anything about it that I enjoyed. And maybe you had some things about the post office that you enjoyed.
I wouldn't say there were any things that I enjoyed. There were definitely parts of it that didn't bug me.
Yeah.
There.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That's the only way I can put it. Yeah,
I think that's more just you.
Uh-huh.
I think that's you could do anything. You'd be like, this isn't that bad.
Yeah. Yep. You just.
You have to fucking clean out urinals. And,
Whatever. I'm
it's like,
doing it. Yeah.
I don't not hate cleaning the urinal.
Just is no one talking to me? All right, cool. Yeah.
That's more your personality.
Yeah.
But there was nothing I loved about it. I feel like if I don't love it, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not a great trait if you want to make a lot of money.
No, I think that was something I
But
said
it was
about.
something that made me do what I want to do.
But you're happy,
I'm so much more happy than
Exactly.
That's what I said
and-
about quitting the post office. Was it's like that job was not fulfilling at all. I had no time that I did something there and like felt very good about myself after doing it.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's if you have one life and you're gonna spend it all doing something you
Don't
really
like.
are not loving, it's a tough. I mean, this is it. Then we're done.
Exactly.
So and I'm glad you're enjoying it,
Yeah.
and you still have time. You're training all the time, so it seems like you're enjoying what the
Oh,
lifestyle
100%,
that you have.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And again, they give me a good work-life balance. If I'm being honest, again, completely different to
In the first place.
the first place. Sometimes I would get home at like 7, and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't even go to jujitsu. Same
Nope.
I was
Yeah.
like, I was like,
And
the
then
whole
you start
day
to
was
really resent the job.
Yeah, because then I
So
got these
that's
people.
actually a lesson for any type of business. It's
Yeah.
like if you're not, if you don't treat your employees or treat the people who do the work that is paying you money
Yep.
with some type of like dignity or like not just dignity, but like give them a balance in life.
Yeah.
Eventually they're gonna leave and
Yep.
talk shit about you.
Yep.
Yeah,
and it's just a
100%.
little bit of respect, right? It's just
Yeah.
like if you just didn't make me say that 30 minutes extra, I could have
Yeah.
went and did what I wanted, and I don't mind
Exactly.
working. I
And now
really
I
don't.
keep working for you.
Yeah.
And the thing is that with them is they would give me this attitude, and I was just like, listen, I'm doing a lot of I know I'm not doing all the the mental work and stuff, but I'm doing what I can. I was never just sitting around on my phone and stuff. I was always busting ass. I was like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? And they would always be annoyed, and I'm like, okay, I'm making your job a little bit easier. You don't have to spend an hour going to the truck or bringing your stuff back. You could at least be content with me.
Yeah.
At least not giving me this attitude.
Yeah,
Like I
right.
get it that that's hard and like you're busting your ass, but come on, man. Like
It's a
I
team,
don't,
man.
I don't deserve any of this.
Yeah.
I'm a human being, like at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, I think it's important. It's like if no matter what the business is, if you view it as like we're all working on the same stuff,
Yep.
even if you're the one that's doing a little bit more of the mental work
Exactly.
versus the laborer who's doing this part, you need everyone working together.
It's rough being everybody. It's rough being the mental guy. It's rough
Yeah.
being the laborer.
Yeah.
You
We're all
guys got to
working.
respect each other.
You know, and I can tell no matter what, I wasn't there, but I know you're a hard worker. So there's no way that that you were just fucking off.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Like some people.
There's a lot of
Kyle,
a lot of HVAC getting done.
a lot of HVACs.
Yo.
A lot of H's being bad.
I would always hold my tongue with those guys. I'd always like, all right.
Yeah.
They'd always give me the attitude, and then I'd hold my tongue. But I was like, I gotta build my resume. Like,
Well,
and
it's
then
funny-
the 6 month, like, as soon as it hit, I was like, next thing that happens.
So
I'm
that
quitting.
was your resume
Yeah.
to get in it.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I got really lucky though. If
Yeah.
I'm being honest, I got
Tur-
really lucky with this
Finding the
company.
new one.
Extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Because not many people my age are in a union or get grandfathered into a union. They can go to an apprenticeship, but
Right.
getting grandfathered in is like it's very. very
Seems like you earned it though. If you're a hard worker and you put yourself out there, then good things come back to you.
That's awesome, man. Well, shout out to your work.
Thank you.
What's it called? What's the business?
Automatic.
There you go.
Adamatic. Shout out Adamatic. That's our third sponsor. No, I'm kidding.
Automatic and Capri Sun.
Capri Sun.
As a joint sponsorship. So, speaking of trades, Kenny, is it time?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, we're gonna go to Kenny's.
we gotta do it at some
so we
point.
gotta. So we've had a lot of changes happening in our lives. Me and Joey will be
Wait,
competing.
hold on a second.
Me and Joey will be competing this weekend. We'll probably both be shirtless.
Taking my shirt off
I don't
right
know if
now
it's
as we
allowed.
speak.
Are we allowed to go shirtless this weekend?
No, we're not.
You
But
have
I'm
to
gonna
wear a
rip my
rash
shirt
guard?
off.
Let's wear like
So yeah, we are. In case no one knows, we're competing this weekend.
Let's-
Hopefully we put this up before then.
let's cut our rash guards to like the smallest possible. Make it like a crop top and just
or just cut the nipples
yeah,
out. or
that's
something.
all we have worn. So we have changes happening in our lives.
Nipples and belly buttons.
Kenny's Corner is changing the world.
It's changing the world.
Right.
It's changing one.
Taking it by storm.
We got
one mustache at a
mustaches.
time.
We're gonna be competing shirtless.
What's next?
I was a little offended by last week, but I'll take the respect. I'm gonna have to win with gold with my shirt off. So let's see what happened in this week's episode of Kenny's Corner.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Kenny's Corner. For today's topic, we're going to talk about these hats. I'm here today with my son, Anthony.
Hello.
And we don't really know what you call these hats. Some people refer to them as cabbie hats. Everybody wears them. Everybody looks good at them. They were hot in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s down a little bit. 90s was a 10. 2000s fell off, but they're back now. So go out, get yourself one of these hats, and make sure you're rocking it. Look at my son. Ant, what do you think of the hat?
Amazing. 10 out of 10. Go buy one.
Very good. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. Signing out.
Wow, so we're back from another episode of Kenny's Corner. That was amazing. So it looks like we're all buying hats.
Tip my hat to that
It
one.
looks like we're all buying hats. It was awesome to see Anthony on the episode. Shout out to Anthony. Thank you for being the first
Anthony's our first child. to ever-
youth on the podcast.
our first child labor law.
Yeah. And shout out, watch that kid. He's a gray belt. He'll choke you out.
Yeah,
Watch
he's a
that
great
kid.
belt. Yeah, he'll headlock you.
Awesome. So thank you, Kenny. You're changing our lives more and more.
No, yeah, that was great. I think we talked about it, and I talked to some of the kids today about the kids cast,
Okay.
and now they're all because the parents listen to this. Now they're all excited.
Man, if you thought Adrian prepped a speech, these kids are going to be prepping speeches for. Hold on. Let me just say my piece.
Let me finish. Please, let me finish.
Yep.
Okay, I'm finished. Mikey's mom, she listens to all of this.
Okay.
So primetime Mikey,
Primetime
he'll
Mikey.
be prime-timed up. He'll be ready to go.
That's
So
awesome.
I don't know how we should do it. I don't know if we should record them over a time, like record a bunch of them and then make a podcast like episode out of all these little talks.
Yeah, I think you got to because
Or we do it like an episode, But we'll
I think
come
it'd be
up with-
hard to line them up and bring them in one after another. But if they had something to
But like with
distract
their
them.
parents with them.
Yep.
So we talk to the parents to talk
Now,
to them.
why is he primetime Mikey? Just because of the gi thing?
Because he drinks prime.
Okay, yeah, I got a kid at my gym, Primetime Ivar, because he drinks Prime too.
Yeah,
So
Well, we came up with Primetime Mikey before Primetime Ivar.
I don't know. Ivar's been around, baby. No,
Ivar,
no.
come on. Was
Ivar,
he Russian?
Ivar's the man. Ivar's a little Asian kid. Ivar's the man. No, I'm not saying Mikey wouldn't throw Ivar around, but Ivar's the man.
It's not about who wins or loses. I'm just talking prime
Who's
time.
prime time?
Mikey's prime. Mikey's been walking with prime every day, just like, you see this flavor? Like, they can't find this one anywhere. Glowberry.
That's awesome.
The kid loves prime.
That's
I
awesome.
will put his prime against
Ivar's prime. Yeah,
Any
Ivar's
day
always
of the week.
missing prime. Yeah, so
He's
he's
missing out.
running out of prime.
Mikey, they get prime all the time.
Mikey ain't running out of prime no
He
matter
never
what.
shows up without a prime.
Smart man. Mikey, your prime time Mikey.
I hope he gets a prime time sponsor from Prime. Call Logan Paul or whoever.
Shout out Logan Paul. Shout out
Logan-
KSI.
We're just shouting everyone out. Huh?
Yep.
All right, we got to do our questions. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I did not read all these, so I'm excited to read them as well. I know that they're going to be funny. I have a feeling.
Why did you
Oh,
slam
man.
me?
Why you take down me,
Why
bro?
you take down so hard? Huh? I am old. What are you doing? Why don't you talk to him for a little bit while I get these?
Okay,
going?
you're looking up there. You're looking up
If
there.
you have anything you guys want to talk about, give me a second.
So soccer through high school. How was your high school team? Were you good? No, not too good.
So I was good.
Okay.
No.
What'd you play? Were you a striker?
was
You
goalie.
played defense.
Perfect. Hey, there's the
You were a
question right
goalie?
there.
Yeah, I was goalie.
So,
Oh, man.
So 40 asked that. What position did you play in soccer?
I played goalie. I was actually pretty short for a goalie.
Short?
Yeah,
Are
most
they
people
tall?
are like 6 foot. You know, I
Really?
was like 5'9", 5'8" at the time.
I think we had a cool breakthrough the other day when I said that. Was it through? I don't remember what class it was, but you were asking about his stance. He was asking about his stance. And he
Yeah.
was like, "Where should I put my feet?" And what?
The balls to the feet.
And I was like, just pretend like like when you're a goalie, because I knew he was a goalie. Like when the ball gets close, what would you do? How would you would you get on? You wouldn't be on the
Yeah, on the balls of the heat,
yeah,
yeah.
you wouldn't be on your heels. So I said, just pretend like the ball, but then get in a stance and have that same kind of like.
What was
movement.
your PK style?
What do you mean?
penalty kick?
Like
so
distracting?
I just
or-
when I was in high school, I couldn't believe this, and this worked really well for one
Did
of
you
the
just
kids.
say PK?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
penalty
penalty.
kick. That's
I,
it. Yeah.
I figured that out after, but I was like, why is he
I
giving it now?
got the lingo down, Joe. I watched a lot of Sports Center in my
You
day.
do. You
so
really do.
He would the second they'd blow the whistle, he would charge the kicker. He would sprint right at him so that they
But that's a
Hold on. Can you explain a penalty kick to me?
yeah, no, because
So like what they
I-
line
I-
up in a straight line, right? Is that what I'm talking about?
yeah. So it's they get 5 shots, free shots
Oh,
on
so
the
you're
goal.
talking about the strikers?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about the goalkeeper can't get off his line. Yeah.
Well, when they blow the whistle, you can't you? Once
No.
once the whistle blown, I
Kyle, you don't know shit. Don't
I
act like
swear,
you
I
depends.
swear this is what I would say.
Because
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've heard of
just
it.
because
Yeah.
you got the PK
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, I got it. That was why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking, baby.
Wait, can you explain to me a penalty kick real quick? How
So-
would you explain it? Because I don't know shit. Is that the straight? In my head, I remember like there's a thing where they line up and they try to block the ball. Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
that's a free kick.
yeah,
That's
it's a
more
free
of a
kick, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of in my head.
Penalty is just 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper from a certain point, and you just shoot the ball. And
So is that similar to like in hockey, like what do they call it?
Sort
The-
of. That's
the
what he
shootout,
was
or what do they
talking
call
Our
it?
penalty kicks are different than shootouts at the end of the game.
because
I'm thinking like in hockey, when
thing
they
that
do the
he's
one-on-one.
talking about is a style that MLS sort of
Major
adapted.
League, Major
Major League
Baseball.
Soccer. Yeah.
Or sorry, I mean,
See, I'm learning too.
Major League
But-
Soccer.
But that's how their penalties would be, where they would
Screw baseball, Jay. You planted this stuff in my head.
It's in there.
Gosh.
But they would essentially go from the halfway line, and they would basically be on a 1v1, and no one else did that. No one from Europe, no one from like South, no one. No,
So only
it
Americans
was
doing
only Americans.
that. Soccer,
It's
not football.
so weird.
Did you call it soccer or football?
I called it football.
You're-
Football.
He's a real one.
He's heritage deep, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's cool. I like that.
I think I'd be crucified if I called it soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
So your team in school, it wasn't a soccer team. It was called a football team.
No, it was. Called
But
soccer
you
too.
called it
I
football
called it
because you're
football
cool.
too. I knew that we were the real football. Hand
Football.
egg.
Yeah, it's real.
Have you ever heard Dana White talk about soccer?
No.
He hates it.
Yeah,
Right?
Dana's breakdown is some of the funniest thing I've ever seen. He's like,
Dana White.
they talk about them being the most talented people in the world. The whole world plays the game. It ends 2-0. The goals, it's the size of a wall. Like, how do you miss? You know, it's just going on. I get so mad
Yeah,
about
so
it.
I legitimately never knew anything about soccer, and I went to one major league soccer game not that long ago when I was with a good friend of mine in Cleveland.
Okay.
So, and I got to see the game, and it was so much fun. I actually really enjoyed it, and I don't really like soccer. You know, I didn't think I liked soccer, but watching, I was really impressed by how big the field is.
Yeah.
Like to see it live, and like, man, the ball is flying. They're headbutting stuff.
And it don't stop. It just keeps going.
And so I
It's
see
just
the excitement of it, and the fans were cool. Like everyone was
Yeah.
enjoying it. It wasn't like people. It definitely wasn't like baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. You're telling me. Now,
Baseball
could
directly
you
at
explain to
Jay.
me, Adrian? I've always been confused. Explain
You
to me
know
the
what?
extra. I've always known like a game's 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But there's extra time sometimes.
Injury time, that's what they call it.
And it's very kind of like arbitrary. It seems
Yeah.
like
Because
it's
the clock's
just
always running, right?
Yeah.
yes. And so the game will be over, but then they'll play like sometimes 6 extra minutes, sometimes 3, and so how do they decide what that is?
So essentially, the referee, and this is only in professional games, not really in high school games. In high school games, when the timer runs out, the timer runs out.
Okay.
They can pause the clock, but in professional games, the referee essentially says, okay, this is how much time has been taken that hasn't been actual play time.
Okay.
And we're going to add it on at the end.
Okay.
So let's say a player's taking forever to get out for a substitution. What they'll do is, okay, I'm going to time it now, and I'm going to take that time and add it on at the end.
Okay. Okay.
That's essentially the premise of it.
That makes sense. Okay. Interesting. Very cool.
Thank you.
Very cool.
It's funny. Marco Sharko said, "Young savage Adrian, baseball rules, baseball rules." Ironically, with all the stuff that we're talking about. But just to follow,
He
up
was a
that,
Sharko in the goalie. In the goal.
smelling the ball.
Ball he come past.
The field is my ocean.
But to continue that question about what position you played, so you were a goalie. Do you feel like that playing soccer helped your jiu-jitsu at all?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Interesting.
I feel like if I was a wrestler, it would have helped. But, you know,
In comparison, yeah, in comparison, of
I mean,
course.
the only thing
yeah.
I could think of is maybe my just explosiveness, like the high twitch fibers,
Yeah.
just being able, because I used
You're a
to.
good athlete, man.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we've done some sprints together. I thought I was pretty fast. He's pretty fast.
I was gonna say
He
that
blows you away
That
too,
was the
Kyle.
day for me that like really. But we went to do sprints and like
I'm pretty fast.
I know I'm pretty fast.
I mean, we're
and I
pretty
was
fast.
just like, all right, let me. And he just ran right away from me, and I was like, whoa, that wasn't even that long of a distance, and he is ahead of me. Yeah,
I'm like, God. Yeah, I was like, oh man, he is pretty fast.
that was though. I mean, did you? That was a big funny
my
moment.
legs were so sore. I was trying so hard, man. I
remember-
remember, and I was really sore after the first time because I was trying to keep up with you, and I had a few moments where I'm getting
Yeah.
close. But man, and my leg, I probably was so sore for like weeks. And Adrian's like did it again the next
That
day.
happened to our entire football team, though. I remember us all talking shit to all the soccer people that
And
we
try
were
to keep
faster
up.
than them,
Good luck,
and we went
man.
out and did sprints, and they all smoked us. And we're all like, well, I mean, I could bench more than you, so yeah, you know,
We look like twins.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. That's funny. So interesting. You didn't think it helped you very much, except for the explosiveness or
yeah.
athleticism in general. I mean, you're just a good athlete. So I mean, I guess you could say that is just you. You know, if you did baseball, you could still be a good athlete, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, like-
That's a big
Jay.
maybe.
Oh man. Let's do this little one. Just a kind of side, like other hobbies besides baseball. Growing up, was there any other hobbies that you were?
Baseball?
I mean, God damn you, Jim. Besides soccer,
It's in there now.
I know, it's in my head. I just keep thinking of dingers, man. Dingers.
Joey's gonna sign up for like a men's softball league soon. Like,
I honestly, I might
guys, I'm gonna be missing the tournament this week. I got a big game, you know. Yeah,
I gotta want my shoulder for the baseball game.
molding his glove in the oven, you know. Yeah.
Is that what they do?
You never heard of that?
No.
So this is what you do. When you get a new
No.
glove, you put a baseball in
I know
there
you oil
and you
it.
fill it with shaving cream, and then you cover it in rubber bands. And you put it in the oven.
Shaving cream.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's it's how you mold the glove. Yeah, yep.
That's ridiculous.
Well, so then the ball fits like perfectly into the pocket of your glove.
Just fucking catch the ball,
That's what
guys.
I'm saying. Where you
Baseball's full of real ridiculous
God didn't give you
stuff,
two good
guys.
hands?
So can
God,
you,
what about these babies?
I feel like baseball's full of just ridiculous ideas. And like, there's a goat that was in the field 100 years ago. We
Yep.
can't win a game. Like stupid. Like, why are they so?
You ever see cricket? They catch the ball with their hands like men.
Yeah, yeah.
That ball's a rock.
All right, no more baseball. Let's drop that. Any other hobbies
Besides baseball.
Yeah, what is like? I actually like that. Growing up, did you have other things that you like to do? So you weren't into UFC. You weren't into fighting.
I
You
was
said,
actually
right?
a runner. I was
Runner?
a runner. I was a cross country runner.
A track star?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to run a lot.
That makes sense on why he smashed it. Damn it.
But the thing is that I didn't do any short distance. I always did long distance.
Okay.
I did like mile
That's the cross
runs.
country. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I mean the only other thing that I can think of is like taekwondo, but I did it for like a year and that didn't help. You know, like, I guess like.
But
the
for cross
flexibility
country,
with-
so do you still do long distance running?
Not anymore.
No,
No.
too bulky, right?
No.
The muscles,
it's more
baby.
like I don't like running
Yeah,
anymore.
really?
Okay. Yeah, like I
'Cause
I would
you're
I
a
would
runner.
prefer the
Kyle's
the
a long
sprint.
distance.
Yeah,
runner.
I don't run as much anymore, but I've always liked running. Yeah,
And,
running's-
like given the occasion, I feel like I would definitely like start running again. But it's just like
it's hard to find. I mean, the only time I really had time to start getting back into it was when COVID happened.
Exactly.
I would just
Like-
I'd have so much free time, but just like, guess I'm gonna go run again.
Exactly.
You know, you have time to do like 8 or 10 mile runs without having anything get in the way. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have time to do that now. You know,
during quarantine. That's what I did. I would just run 8 miles.
So did you?
And I would
dude, I was going crazy. Yeah, I was doing like
You guys probably
100
passed each
mile
other up.
weeks. Yeah, I would just, do jujitsu.
It's like, wait, let me get headlocked.
I like this question too. So from our same friend asked about the hobbies. Justin,
Justin.
our wrestler friend.
Oh, Justin
Yeah.
Newman.
Justin's from here, not Justin Newen.
Oh.
Young
Justin Pete?
Justin. No, young Justin.
Like crypto, Justin.
Yeah, what's his last name?
Oh,
Justin Benjamin is what it says.
I got
here.
you. Yeah,
Justin.
Benjamin.
I forget his last name, but awesome wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
I love
guy.
that
Super
guy.
talented.
I love
Supporter,
that guy.
supporter of the cast. Good man. He said, and this is a cool question because it could be open for whatever you think.
All right.
Where do you find your strength? And that could be literal because you're a strong kid.
In my
Or it could be
in my biceps.
My legs.
but it could be, in general, like, do you have, like, because I use the term, I know it's probably offensive to my Mexican friends, but cortisone. you have a heart.
Cortisone.
So heart is strength. Like in my mind, when I say someone has good heart, it's like a strength that's not physical, just muscle strength. I'm talking about like the strength to just keep going and not like give up.
Persevere. Yeah.
Why do you not give up? There's a lot of people who would be in the matches that you're in, and I know them who are very good jiu-jitsu people who would give up in the matches that I've seen you in. So where do you get your strength?
Spite. No.
Yeah, that guy who headlocked you.
He's like, I'll never feel
Always
that way
thinking that
again.
motherfucker. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, some people have it through like a revenge factor. I know it sounds silly, but some people get their strength from that.
It's more like
You better hide, dude. that guy better hide. Yeah.
Never headlock me again.
I think
I mean, it's an interesting question.
Yeah, no. I think it's definitely my mentality that makes it so that I don't give up, that I don't give up because I remember it throughout my entire life. I was no talent at all, and coaches would tell me like, "You have no talent."
Really?
Yeah, and I was like,
That's a terrible coach.
"Yeah, no," and I was like, it hurt. I mean, I was like, what, like 8, 10 at the time. I'm like, wow. Like,
Well, what do I do with this?
it's
Yeah,
like, I was like, oh, okay. Like, this is a weird feeling. Like, I want to prove you wrong, though. Like, it was sort of like, you know what? It's not just to prove you wrong, but it's sort of like to prove myself, because, again, being told that you're talentless at such a young age, you want to fill the gap, between. And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to be good at, at the time, soccer if I just relied on my current talent, So that was something that was a part of my life, even in running, even in, soccer and all those aspects of my, even like studying. I was never the best student. I was never the best athlete. I was never the best runner at all. But, I had to develop this mentality of like, if you want something, you have to go out of your way to earn it, And I feel like definitely.
Man, I mean, it just goes to show too, like, and I'll say this as your coach now in jiu-jitsu, is that talent is pretty overrated.
Yep.
It's really overrated. There's plenty of talented people who they'll never have any even like I mean, already from your young little white belt career of jiu-jitsu, won't even touch what you've done.
Yeah.
And they're talented, but they don't have the heart. They don't have the, the strength that, that I'm referring to. It's not about muscles, but there's a mental strength to just go out even trying competing.
Even some really talented, really good people will never just get the experience to do 15 matches in a day. I mean, there's black belts who
hard.
haven't done that yet. It's like,
I mean
it's,
that, man. I'm intimidated by it.
Yeah.
It's a scary thought.
It's funny how I'm like more intimidated by it now. Like I remember doing that back in the day and being like, it's okay, but like now it's like, I don't
man, that sounds
3 or 4
hard.
sounds good for me. Yep, I'm gonna go home, have a burger. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of burgers, oh my god. Okay.
Attaboy.
Wait. Okay. After the tournament, oh
Speaking
my
of
god.
burgers.
Okay, so I was
That's funny.
168 when I weighed in.
Yep.
And I remember leaving.
Now I'm 220.
Afterwards, I said, "Mom, I know we're driving home, but I'm gonna get myself a pizza and a box of Krispy Kreme donuts, and I'm just gonna go home and just do whatever I want to that." And
It got wild that night.
Oh yeah, man! I can just hear like Barry White playing, just like box of Krispy Kremes.
What are you doing over there, Krispy Kreme? What are you doing?
You've been naughty, Krispy Kreme.
Haven't you? You're just opening up the box there. Look at that. Oh.
You've been staring at me for a while, Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, so
I
much
would do whatever I want to you
so much for
tonight.
that kids cast.
Oh man!
So he got home, you had your pizza, you had your
That's the
Krispy
greatest ever.
I ate a whole entire box of both of them gone an hour.
Krispy Kremes in the 1 hour.
I can't tell you how many tournaments I did as a white or a blue belt where I would drive just way out somewhere by myself, and on the way home I'd get a pizza and put it in my passenger seat and just eat a whole pizza on the way home. Yep.
It's the best.
Oh man, yeah, that was always me and Nolan's tradition.
Donuts. Right?
Yeah, we always go to Country Donuts, no matter what,
Oh,
every
you don't wanna
tournament.
hear- sorry.
I loved it. You don't like
no,
that?
No, so I used to work at Country Donuts.
Did you?
Yeah, bad things.
Really?
Yeah.
Like bugs?
No, we're done. Don't say it anymore. I don't want to
gonna
hear
ruin
it.
my
I'm not gonna
Country
say that.
Donuts?
Those donuts are
I
delicious.
signed an NDA. No, no, I was good.
Did you work at the Crystal Lake?
No, I worked at the one in Hanover Park. It
I
was
don't
near.
care then.
Yeah.
I'll keep going.
Yeah.
I will have to say that.
Is it dirty? Is that what you're saying? Did you tell me? What? It's just
So-
dirty. Yeah. Okay.
So
just
from
nod.
things
Oh,
being
man,
dirty,
not good to
that's
hear.
an interesting thing I'm saying. I worked at Panera for probably like after high school, maybe like 2-3 years of my life.
And it was clean before you worked there.
Well, I would put it like this: not only would I'd never done something, but like literally, it never crossed my mind to mess with somebody's food.
Right.
And I've never seen somebody do that, which makes
But
me
but
pretty
what I'm-
comfortable to go to places.
Well, what
I've
I'm
never.
saying, Kyle, is I don't think it's on purpose. What I'm saying is that
negligence?
Some
Uh-huh.
establishments when it comes
I'm
to
not
food.
gonna say like they were. Oh my god, they were so. It was just like seeing some of the certain things. It's like
Yeah.
like that
Well,
could be
I
done
mean-
better. Like for example, the floors. Like,
Yeah.
they get really dirty.
Oh man, and that's
Well,
going right in your donuts.
So Panera, like some of the kill everybody Panera, all the soup comes in a bag
Oh, God.
that's a frozen block
you gotta
that you
unfreeze
you
it.
put in a thermos and like melt it out and they're like freshly made soups. It's
my
like
God.
that
Yeah,
was
it's
a
what
frozen
most families
bag.
have
Yeah,
Panera,
but
man.
Yeah.
that's life.
All right, let's do a few
Nah,
more
you can
questions. You ready for this? Ooh, I like this one.
Let's hear it.
What's your biggest advice? ... As the king.
Oh, God.
Biggest advice for jiu-jitsu as the king of white belts.
Is this towards the lesser white belts? No,
I just think of big. Yeah, think of your peasants. You have peasants. What are you gonna go get? I knew it. I was gonna
Oh,
say.
my
I was
God.
hoping that you brought your crown.
Oh,
So I mean, of course, I'm saving a lot of fun stories for the white belt.
I'll bring you for the reunion.
You definitely need to. You need to wear it
Yeah,
in
I'll be
front of
like-
everyone. Because we went all out. That's how much we loved this white belt bash. We got him a crown. Not him. We got a crown for the winner.
For the winner.
And you won. We gave him the crown. And then, I mean, we really went all out. Kyle right now is about to go find a very heavy trophy that he's carrying back. This trophy, can you show it to the camera? This trophy is awesome. I mean, it's a little homoerotic,
naked.
a little sexual.
Oh man.
It's two naked guys wrestling, but it's like, it's authentic. And it kind of looks like Pete.
I remember there was a
I mean, this
picture.
trophy's just phenomenal. I hate that we ruined it. I wanted people to see this for the big reunion.
I love it.
But it's such a good trophy.
Too good.
Let's show the butt again. Can you see that? It's a good
Zoom in on
trophy. So I mean, it even says, right? What does it say? RMMA
King of the White Belts,
2023, which means we got to do it again, 2024. But we ruined it. This is what we're trying to promote.
That's what
I guess
got.
we got to start now.
Yeah,
man.
we're promoting.
We'll bring it
Yeah,
up. We'll
that's
bring it
good.
up again. So any advice to your peasants? Is that what they're called? If you're a king?
Oh yeah.
Peasants.
I'd say
Like, how did you win that bash?
honestly just came down to, like you said, heart. You know, I dug deep when, you know, maybe I could have quit. You know.
Yeah, when you had a giant man on top of you.
Yeah, you know, like when you have
you're not the biggest guy in the
no,
tournament.
I definitely wasn't. I mean, but I wasn't someone like no offense, but like
Oh.
no. I
wasn't as scrawny as Jay.
No. I mean, like
I wasn't like a baseball player or anything. You know?
like weight wise, you know. Like,
Yeah, no,
there
you
was
were in
definitely
the middle.
Some, yeah,
Yeah.
I was definitely in the middle.
Well,
you
so
know.
I do have to. Did you have confidence going into that finals match against Kenny?
Well,
Do you feel like you could win
beat
it?
him once. Remember?
So-
Yeah, you
That
beat
was
him
the
once.
But he
time
was
we
back
beat
for
him.
blood. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
saw the look in his eyes, and he was just like, "Oh, I want to beat
Kenny went for it too.
shrimp." You know, and I'm like, "Oh God," you know. And
You strangled him with. Oh, we should talk
Oh,
about that.
Yeah, we gotta go.
No more teasers. So Hart is
Yeah,
your
I mean-
advice. Or that's your biggest obstacle. You're saying. So you know what is so that's your advice for someone starting in jiu-jitsu as the king.
I'd say advice. It's just, you know, keep on showing up.
Yeah.
You know, that's the hardest thing, is actually getting your foot inside the gym. You know, with me, right, I'll always be like, oh, I don't want to go. But then, like, I'll get in my car, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. And then I'll get to the gym, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. And then I'm already like halfway into the door.
Before
I'm
you
like,
know it, you're here.
like I'm already here. You know, might as well like just I can't just go outside like
Yeah.
hey Joey, bye Joey. Just like leave. I'm not gonna do that. You know.
Yeah, getting in the door, that's the
Yeah.
challenge, isn't it? I mean, even as a kid, I remember that too. Just like, maybe I'll take this day off. And
Well, then the biggest thing for me though is, I'm sure you can say this too though. Have you ever came and then regret that you came?
No, never.
So
never,
then if you could
never.
just have that mentality when
Yeah.
you're not wanting to go, it makes it so much easier to go.
Exactly.
I've never went and not wanted to be there. So if I could just get myself there. Yeah.
And I think I've learned the most when I don't want to go.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's been said in this podcast.
That was Kenny kind of speech he gave, yeah.
But, oh my God. What he says is so true. It's like you learn the most when you don't want to, you know,
Yep.
it's sort of weird.
yeah, I love that. Okay. Well, speaking of Kenny, God, Kenny gets brought
You
up
know
too
that
much.
I was actually scared of Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be
at the
scared.
beginning-
He's a
at the
big
beginning.
boy.
And it didn't help that I was shy. I was like, oh my God.
But the
guy's
good
gonna
news
kill me.
with someone like that, and this is again the culture of a school that you want to create, and we've made that, and I think it fosters people like Kenny and like Jay and all these fun people, Pete, all you guys, is that like, you know, even if someone looks kind of a little intimidating, like, you know, whatever, it's like everyone's in for a good time. Everyone wants to have fun. Everyone wants to get to know you and talk, and you know, so he definitely made that easier.
You want to know who else I was scared of?
Who?
I was scared of 3 people.
Oh,
or
let's hear it.
2 people. So I was scared of Justin at first. Oh my God, I was so
Justin
scared.
Pete, our
yeah,
wrestling
Justin
friend?
Pete. Justin Pete. And
Justin's a little intimidating too.
yeah. And then Taylor. I thought she was judgmental as fuck. I
Oh.
thought, yeah, and
Wow,
I-
interesting. She's the one that asked that question.
I'm upset. I'm upset I didn't make the
Actually,
scary
she's
She's
list.
the one that asked about as the king. She said that too.
so I
She
actually
you thought she was
hate-
judgmental in what way? I'd love to know.
So it was sort of like I thought she didn't like me at all, and I was like,
Interesting.
oh damn, like did I do something wrong? Like, and again, it didn't help that I was shy,
Mhm.
like with these people that like I couldn't talk to them. I was like, do you hate me? You know, I was like, oh shit, what did I do? You know,
That's
just
interesting.
those 3 people.
Wow.
I was
How do you feel now with the relationship between Taylor? You and Taylor now obviously know each other so
Yeah.
much better. Do you feel that way?
Still, no.
Judgmental.
It's like,
That's awesome.
Still, she hates
Well, I'll
it.
say,
No.
I think it's in her family. So her and her sister both kind of have that little bit of like, it just feels that way. But then you talk to them, they're the sweetest people ever.
Yeah,
But they do have that like.
Why are you driving like that?
Yeah. Dakota, I love her, but man, she got that's her sister Dakota. I'm sure you met her.
Yeah.
Right? But
She's
yeah.
also really nice.
Yeah, they're all nice.
It's funny to hear you say that about Kenny, though, and I would say the difference a little bit though is one of Kenny's favorite training people is Vince. Kenny loves training with Vince,
Loves it.
and Vince kind of has the same
Vince
thing.
Wadman, for those who don't know.
I remember Vince coming up to me. This was years ago, and he was like just very genuine. He was like, I don't know why, like. People like avoid rolling with me. I don't know what it is. And I looked at him like, Vince, you're
big.
intimidating,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
You're kind of scary and stoic. And the difference though is Vince is just kind of quiet. So then, like, if you're scared of him, it's even more scary.
Yeah.
Kenny is very outgoing. So, like,
Yeah.
if you're scared of Kenny, he's going to come up to you and be like, what's up, bro? How you doing? What you scared of? So, yeah, that makes him a little.
Get over
And I'll also say to about my friend Justin. Justin is an intimidating guy, and he's got his moments where he's kind of in that quiet zone, and he's like even more scary. And then you try talking, you're like,
100%.
but Justin has like a true heart of gold.
Yeah.
Like he just wants the best for everyone in his world, and he really. If you get to know Justin, he'll be your best buddy.
I've started to
So,
see that side of him.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
oh my God,
and I think that's the case with a lot of people. And like, I think I'm generally pretty friendly. Like I try to be, but like at the same time, if I'm not in a mood to talk, people are probably like, oh, he's an asshole. And it's just the reality of being a human, right?
Justin will have these moments where just randomly he'll message me something on Instagram that's just truly like
Just love, man.
Passionate and kind.
Justin's got
like,
so much love
and he'll
like
leave you on red.
he's also just a sweetheart of a guy. I love him.
Yep.
Great guy. All right, good questions. Let's do these. This is a funny
These are
one
good
too.
questions.
You like it?
Yeah.
Did you defy the odds and win any golds with your shirt on?
I did.
think he's always had
did.
his shirt
on. All his
I
goals
did.
with his
I
shirt
did.
on, yeah.
I
In
guess
fact,
it
I
breaks the
wore more
mold.
clothes. I wore more
Attaboy.
clothes. Yeah.
You losers.
Because with the gi, I had an extra layer.
But I guess here's the question. Yeah,
I can't just go into. No.
But the question is, if you were who you're supposed to be, which was someone who competed at ADCC and the Open in Chicago, would you have competed with your shirt on or off?
Oh, definitely off.
Yeah, you saw.
That's the one thing I was looking forward to. I was like, yeah, I get so hard. Testosterone.
You and Sean, who is another one of the notorious six for us, Sean, our Irish Sean. I guess they're both Irish. So Sean with an E instead of an H. Sean, he went with his shirt off when he did. And everyone was like shocked because he's always kind of reserved. Like he's funny, but like I didn't think he was gonna rip his shirt off.
He looked intense out there. He got after it. Yeah,
it was
He's
awesome.
ripped, man.
He's
ripped.
strong dude.
Strong dude.
Yeah, legendary. That we need a rematch. Well, we'll talk more about it. We gotta do a rematch between them. So you did defy the odds, but at the same time, you are a shirtless man, and we're proud of you.
No, sure.
Other hobbies, boom, boom, boom. What made you start your journey to jiu-jitsu? We kind of talked about that. But do you see jiu-jitsu as a lifestyle or a sport?
Ooh. So at first, I think I definitely saw it as a sport, but now you can really apply jiu-jitsu to your daily life.
Nice.
And I feel like now it's something that is a part of my life. It's like a routine now at this point, where, and I feel like I'm out of place if I don't go to jiu-jitsu, where I usually come on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, but if I don't come on Monday, I'll come on Wednesday, and it's sort of like if I don't go on those days, I just feel like I'm not being productive, And you guys talking about the jiu-jitsu mindset, I can really apply it into my life, 100%.
Nice. Well, I mean, and I think you've taken elements of your life and applied it to jiu-jitsu. Obviously, when we talk about not quitting and your heart, right? So it's cool to see that it's kind
and
of
then when a furnace isn't acting up, I'm just
start squeezing it. Any problem in life, you could just choke it.
Yeah.
If you got a problem, just start choking it. Maybe you leg lock it. Or if you're Kyle, you leg lock
You
it.
choke somebody, right? There's somebody to be choked. Yeah,
Usually a lot of problems don't have legs. So how you going to leg lock it?
Oh, man.
If you had an ankle right now, I'd break it.
Let me tell you, son.
Oh, this is probably my favorite question I've ever heard. This is a good one. You ready?
all right, let's hear it.
If you could be trapped on an island with one person from RMMA, who is it and why? Take your time because that's a really good question.
Oh
That's
my
like
God,
my
that
favorite
is
question.
a good question.
Shout out to Adam. That's a good
Adam,
question.
that
From
is
Monoretto?
a great
Monoretto,
question.
that's a great question. I really enjoyed it.
That deserves a cookie.
If you could be trapped on an island with one person from RMMA, maybe while you think of that, Kyle, do you got one?
Well, I'm thinking of one right now. I don't know if he still counts.
Who?
I'm thinking Scuba Nick.
You think so? Oh,
I mean,
just
he'd
for the
be-
diving?
Yeah, he'd be really helpful.
Scuba Nick.
He'd
you
be
called
really
him.
helpful, right?
So we called him Young Nick.
Young Nick, yeah.
Nick Belinsky.
Yeah.
Man, he moved away to Thailand.
He's definitely
because
he's definitely gonna keep us alive. I mean, he's good.
and he was a great rolling partner.
Yeah.
Great training partner. Lives in Thailand. Maybe we'd be in Thailand, in Thailand, an
Yeah.
island off of the shore.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd
So
be
it's actually more realistic.
yeah,
It
it'd be
might
very
happen.
helpful. Very helpful.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a good one.
He's the first one that came to mind for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Let's
No,
hear
I-
it.
you
Go ahead.
finish.
No, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you finished.
That was it. Nick,
Oh,
Nick
okay.
was my boy.
I think I have two answers:
Let's
to
hear it.
survive and then to have a great time.
Okay.
If I wanted to have a great time, and I know that I'm going to die, I know I'm going to die with this individual. Pete, I'm Pete 100%.
He's your love partner.
They would just
Yeah,
beat each other to
we,
death.
we just it'd be
But,
like,
love.
man,
Yes.
we're gonna
They
die,
get
man.
married. Yeah.
You know, like, man, you can have the last one, man. You know, that'd be
Yeah,
hilarious.
you and Pete.
But if
I would watch that reality show.
it'd be-
It's like 3 hours. Adrian just kills him right away.
One episode.
the Greek Slayer. That's it. You know, yeah.
Yeah, I could have told you on that episode.
Season 1, episode 1.
He slammed him on accident.
And then it's just like 3 hours of credits. Like that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good episode right there.
All right. So that was fun. Survival.
survival would have to be Miguel.
Nice.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah, okay.
The versatility.
Yeah, and
Versatility. The man can cook. The man can climb towers. The man can do whatever.
And
the
I
man-
heard on your podcast
Yeah.
that he was a good camper.
he
you
is a
know?
very
Yes.
good
Now
camper.
I would say this. I would say the one problem would be Miguel is a little pale for being out in the sun on an island.
Oh,
He might
God.
burn up real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah, he might flake away.
his
Yeah.
skin is not made for
So
an
you're gonna
island.
you're gonna have to shelter him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But he can build the shelter.
yeah,
Man,
that's easy.
the man's talented.
The man's
Yeah.
got
The man
skills.
is skilled. So that's actually a really good one. Yeah, I like that.
Joe.
I didn't pick.
Man, I don't know. One person. I mean, Dakota will be so mad if I don't say it. But
Why are you building a shelter over there? Don't catch that fish. I'm not going to eat that. Oh my God. The sun's out.
oh god,
Love you, Dakota.
oh my god, I don't know if I could do it. Yeah, we love her.
I think she'd only be more mad if you said you would bring Taylor instead.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. She actually said that joke because I read her that comment. That's
Yeah.
when I heard or that question.
If you
I was
bring
like-
Taylor.
And she was like, "That's a really good question." She's like, "You would pick Taylor, would you?" And I was like, "Well, she's a better grappling partner." No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's a good one. Obviously, I'm picking you, buddy.
Oh, good man.
I pick you, of course. Because how else am I going to do the podcast?
Dude, how much better do you think we'd get at jiu-jitsu? We'd just get really
Probably
good.
Not at all.
Check out these new moves we got.
They suck. Yeah, we'd probably be terrible. But yeah, you got to pick your buds.
Yeah, we'd
you
have a
know?
good time.
Bros over,
Yeah,
whatever.
bros over
No, we love
chicks.
Dakota. Yeah, that's funny. I really like that question. That was a good one. Well done. I like these. I want weird questions. Like
Yeah.
something different.
Do you, so this is very nostalgic for me. Do you remember the screensaver that was the dude on the island? Do you ever have that?
Screensaver. No.
So all the computers I had as a kid, the screensaver would be this dude on an island, and he lived in an island, and then like other things would happen. Someone would come and pick him up, and then someone would. Yeah, it's just
No idea.
Yeah,
Mine was always like a ball that bounced.
yeah.
Is that what
So
you're
it was,
talking about?
yeah. Well, no. So it was like that, but it was way more interactive. It was really
Interesting.
cool
That's
thing. Yeah.
That's what made you think of it.
Yeah,
That's-
that reminded me of it so much. But yeah.
Okay. Here's another. We'll do one more funny one.
All right.
Favorite Mortal Kombat character and why?
Okay, so I only know like 2 people from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, so you're not a big Mortal Kombat guy?
And the reason why is because my mom didn't let me play video games, like violent video games.
You were
as a child.
sheltered.
Okay.
I was very sheltered.
Your
Okay.
mom's a good lady.
Yeah.
I respect her choices, but Mortal Kombat's
I
awesome.
resent her for it. No,
Yeah.
it's like, darn it, mom. I'd say.
Because I'll tell you, you kind of remind me a lot of Liu Kang.
You think so?
I mean, you got the
Yeah.
vibe,
Yeah.
you got the heart. Liu Kang was a hero. He was
Can
like
you shoot
the
a
main-
fireball? Can you
Can you
do
do a
a
bicycle
can you do a
kick?
bicycle kick?
Not
Can you
to
try
my
this real
knowledge.
quick? Sorry. He was basically Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what they kind of based him on, I think. But do you have one?
Probably.
I know mine.
Really?
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
You better not be the nut puncher.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Joey.
Of course. What was his name? Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage,
I was
yeah.
Johnny Cage. I wanted to be Johnny Cage. I
Okay.
thought I was
Is that
Johnny
the guy with
Cage.
the glasses?
Yeah.
Johnny Cage was the movie star
Yep.
Yeah.
who would do the splits and punch him in the penis.
That was his move. That's
That
why.
was his
That's why he
move.
beat Goro, the
That's
forearm monster. Yep.
Yeah, it was a cool move, man. Real cool move.
That movie was good. The really old one.
The old one was
I liked
great.
the really old one.
I loved it. The second one, not so good.
The newer one, I didn't like.
I like the newer one. So I was gonna say. So the first one. Sorry, buddy. I know you don't like
no,
movies. We like to talk about movies.
So I would say
you
the
talk.
first one is from 1995.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat. Great acting. Great movie.
That's where Sonya Blade kills
with this
Kano with the leg,
which
with the leg
I
scissor.
refer to quite often in my classes.
Yep.
Yeah, you heard me say that. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yep.
Very good. Good acting. Good soundtrack. Good everything. Then did you see the sequel?
No, I didn't know there was a sequel to that one.
Annihilation.
Oh, it's probably horrible.
They replaced all the actors. Raiden was a different guy.
That's great.
Sonya, different. Everyone's Johnny Cage, a different actor. He dies right away. They kill him, snap his neck. About
I
5
think he
minutes.
dies in the first one too.
No.
Okay.
No. In the first 5 minutes, they kill him. Terrible movie. Yeah,
So-
but the new one was actually really good. I thought it was well made. I didn't love this story, but I think
That was my only-
But I loved the Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. The storyline of like them being more human and like real.
That was great.
very good.
My only problem would be was the movie was named Mortal Kombat, and they didn't do the Mortal Kombat tournament. That's
Yes.
kind of a problem to
It
me.
was,
You know?
I mean it's a new take on it, which but I think that's what they needed to do.
It'd be like Talladega Nights if they never raced at the end of
Yeah.
the movie. It's just
Well,
like,
it was a way of really reinvigorating instead of just doing the same knockoff, same story.
and they set themselves up for a sequel of them actually doing the tournament, and then
Johnny
so-
Cage is going to be in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So no more Mortal Kombat talk. I'm done with that.
I'm searching up the Mortal Kombat character.
Yes. Who do I look like? That's a terrible sound. Stop doing
He
that.
reptile. Yeah,
Yeah, he's reptile.
reptile. Yeah.
He spits acid. That's you. This is a good one. Okay, well, we actually we asked this kind of. We said, "Will you travel for tournaments in the future?"
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
Good.
100%.
We'll definitely help you out with that. It's gonna be fun, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, 2024. There's already
Dallas. Is it-
There's that's this month.
That's one in January.
Should we send him alone?
Yeah. No. Hey, man.
That's
We
a s-
need that. That's like our thing. Is we need each one. We need
I don't
someone
want
to go
going
get a
by
medal.
himself, man.
Yeah.
I need I want to be with my boy.
Just send me with him. I won't compete. Just send me with him. I'll go with him.
It wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we might. Oh,
Dallas,
man, because
when?
I know he's
When?
going to come home with
Is it
that.
in Dallas?
It's in Dallas on the 16th of December, the same day that we're doing our team tournament. We kind of need you here.
Yeah.
We love having you here. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
We already have a Dallas medal too.
January,
Yeah, Dallas.
February, definitely.
Cool.
Like in between.
Now,
Yeah,
where
so
is January?
January is going to be in Long Beach, California, I believe, or some
Perfect.
type of California,
Okay.
which would be really fun. So let's plan that. And then, of course, there's Vegas
Cool.
in like March. And then there's Vegas again in August, which is a big one that we're all definitely going. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going without a doubt
To go see the big
to
tournament.
go
and
see
then-
the tournament. So
Oh,
that one
I
you
heard
get to-
about that,
So
yeah.
there's an open that you have to sign up for, and you'll compete at T-Mobile Arena, which is the biggest arena
my God.
in Vegas. Like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You'll get to compete in T-Mobile, and you can like lie to people and be like, "I'm a superstar." And
I mean, look,
you don't
I
have to-
competed in T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, you don't have to tell people you paid to do it. You could just be like, I competed at the biggest arena in Vegas.
It's pretty much nothing.
Someone paid, and I competed.
Someone paid.
Yeah.
I didn't get paid. but
There was
I
money
paid.
exchanged.
They paid, or I
They
paid
got paid.
them. But
No big deal. Yeah, so that would be a really cool one. So we'll definitely, we're trying to do like a travel team basically. Which this is something I want the podcast to support.
Mm-hmm.
Long-term plans. We think about that like as we get really, when we keep working on this podcast and we keep doing the recaps and stuff. Hopefully, people support the idea behind us going to travel it could become something that
The only way you're gonna get these fun stories is if we keep getting to go. Around the country.
Once we go broke, we're just gonna be sitting here talking about.
We had Uncle
What
Jerry's
island-
again.
Yeah. What island would you be on? What Mortal Kombat story do you like?
What island would you like to be stranded on?
Who's your
It'll just be
favorite? Who's your
sponsorships.
favorite training partner? I mean, it kind of goes along with who would you want to be on the island, but who's your favorite training partner? Is it Orion?
No. And I'm not.
Sorry, Orion.
And no, and I'm
I told
not
them they're
saying
best friends,
I'm
but-
not saying that like as like, oh my god, I hate Orion. It's more like,
But I do.
it's like I hate rolling with him. No, Dan, I think.
Is your favorite partner?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
Doodle and Dan?
yeah.
Nice, awesome.
Shout
Very
out
cool.
to Doodle and Dan.
Because he'll always teach me something,
Nice. That's good.
and he'll always walk me through it. It's so refreshing being able to like be sort of, I don't know. It's like,
Well,
I'm
definitely
blanking now.
that's okay. Well, definitely someone with experience.
Yeah. That's
So you're
it,
saying
that's
you
it.
enjoy going up
Yeah.
in skill level
Yeah.
to that's your favorite partner versus going someone who like someone new or someone
Yeah, or
your level,
someone
like
my
Orion's
level,
like
yeah.
your age, your level.
Exactly.
And Dan would
Sometimes
be
he's rough,
Dan.
man, like,
Dan is rough, dude. Dan's strong.
Oh
Is that
no,
what you're saying?
but
Dan's
he's
super strong.
controlled rough. You
Yeah,
know,
good.
Yeah.
like he'll break my leg, but he'll do a control. You know,
Yeah.
like oh, your leg is broken. You know,
Yeah,
Orion will like snap my leg in half.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, dude.
No
Like,
mercy.
you know,
Yeah.
like, oh man.
My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
So he talks.
my bad. That's good.
He's a funny man.
I would love to have Dan on the podcast.
That'd be good.
Doodle
Yeah.
and Dan would be awesome.
He has to
because
doodle the whole time.
Yeah.
He can't stop
He could
drawing.
draw us a photo, slap
once
it on the
once
wall.
he's done drawing the podcast
He,
over.
he's a purple belt. He's got a cool story. You know about him being a blue belt for how long?
A while, right? Yeah.
Since he was I think he was like 17, he got a blue belt.
Yep.
And now he's, however old he is now. I mean, it's been like 15 years
He
or
got
something
his
like that.
purple belt a few months ago.
Just not that long ago
Yep.
from us, which was really fun. So he would be a cool guy. We should maybe consider that. Talk to him about it.
That'd be a
Get
good
him on
one.
the show.
I know Pete's gonna be mad at me because I said that though.
Yeah, I know.
gonna be like,
all the boys.
What
Step it up, Pete.
Whatever,
You better
man,
step it up,
whatever,
Pete.
man.
Yeah, I mean, well, Pete trained hard tonight,
Yep.
Yeah,
but he
did.
doesn't train that hard anymore. I mean, he was super regular during the daytime, but then he changed his job a little bit.
Yeah.
He's been sneaking
schedule,
out. We'll
it's
shout
just-
him out. He's been sneaking out of work every once in a while. But now it was awesome for him to come in tonight and get the hard work in. Okay. I think we're towards the end of this. Let's see. Maybe one more.
All right.
We always got questions for you.
This is a good last one.
All right.
Your
Let's hear it.
favorite quote on days it's hard to get yourself to the gym. Favorite quote.
Like I
on
have to make
days
a
it's
quote.
hard.
Or
Do you
like,
have one? Do you have a favorite quote or any? Maybe here I'll help expand on that. Is there something that motivates you to get? Maybe it could be a quote from someone that you've heard, or a person, or a thing, or whatever. On days it's hard, what do you turn to?
You're a bitch if you do, and you're a bitch if you don't. So,
Oh, damn, that's dark. Who said that to you?
my dad.
Oh man, I love it. And that motivates you?
Yeah,
Like,
hell yeah.
That's
Motivates
awesome.
me all the time.
I like that. I like that.
Man, your dad's hardcore. I love it. That's cool.
Might as well be a bitch doing it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Bitch either way.
I like that.
That's funny. Cortisone. Awesome, man. Well, any other goals? We kind of finished with that generally. Like for jiu-jitsu, do you have any big goals in general? And it could not be competing, but what do you want out of this with jiu-jitsu? With and I think at the time I thought maybe you wanted to fight MMA.
I did.
Like
And
you
I
were
do.
thinking about that.
Honestly, I still do.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
still
these
do.
are real. I would love to know, man. You got to, like I said before, and this is
I
something
want to fight someone. I want to get bloody.
that headlock kid, whoever headlocked me.
We'll get him in the cage.
Yeah,
Alright,
like I said earlier, and I want to figure out a way to do this. And maybe, I was thinking about because like you said, like you interview someone when they kind of sign up. You say, hey, what do you want?
Yep.
But like that evolves and changes too. So like someone could sign up and then and they are too shy to tell you. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
so there's got to be a better process of like whether we use like what's that one Survey Monkey kind of thing where you email them and then they can answer questions discreetly.
That's
But
smart.
like I should do something like that, like every 6 months, like send it out to all the students
Yeah.
and asking about goals, like what do you want to accomplish? Are you satisfied with this? What could you do better? That's something I need to do and work on if someone wants to help me. But yeah, so MMA is that the goal?
Honestly,
are we gonna put that on the
Yeah.
bucket list? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you think I'm ready, like, and we're working towards that goal. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
I'm 100% in. We heard it first on the podcast.
we're gonna hold you to it.
I know,
Adrian's
yeah.
fighting next month
You
at 135
get out of
pounds.
this.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to wait.
Here comes the weight cut, baby.
Oh man,
After
imagine after his first fight how much fun we're gonna have eating. If you're already like that now,
Yeah.
just wait, dude. MMA,
No,
totally
no,
different animal.
I can eat so much. You'll be so surprised. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. Like
Man.
you would probably be
Him and Ender.
nauseous.
Oh
Him and
yeah,
Ender should do eating.
Oh, my God.
Colton's the same. Colton's
Colton's
a
a eater?
mule. Yeah.
He's a mule.
Yeah, Colton's one of those guys who just like orders like a family sushi thing and just
Oh no,
puts it down.
That's like a Tuesday night for me.
Good man, good man.
That's a
You put
Tuesday
me in
night
a
for
room
me.
with three guys that are.
Whoa,
professional
whoa,
eat-
whoa.
Let me finish that one. More. You put me in a room. Let me finish that one. You put me in a room with 3 guys and 12 Krispy Kremes. You don't want to know what happens.
And not to those Krispy Kremes.
And you lock the door. You call me next week.
Yeah. So what happens with you and 3 guys in a room anyway?
12 guys and 3 Krispy Kremes. Things have changed. Sorry, Adrian. But my point is with MMA as a goal. So I'll tell you as an MMA fighter myself, as now a coach, that I get to think about this stuff a lot. With how well you're doing with jiu-jitsu, I do want you to pursue jiu-jitsu with full steam. And we see some people who are doing this, some good examples of it. Think of like Cody Steele.
Yep.
Think of guys who are competing at a really good level for jiu-jitsu while pursuing their, at one point, an amateur MMA career. So being able to fight amateur MMA and compete in jiu-jitsu at a good level. That's something that I didn't do, that if I could go back in time, I would have done more and focused on and maybe slowed down my progress in MMA, but in an intelligent way. Because I'll tell you, I don't know if you know my story about MMA, but I don't know if I even said it on the podcast, but I fought, I think I had 12 or 11 amateur fights in 12 months. And that's how fast I was fighting. I legitimately fought, at one point I fought 2 fights in 1 week. I fought an MMA fight on I think a Thursday night, and then I fought on a Tuesday night. It was a weird event. And then I fought another amateur fight on that Saturday. Because no one was telling me not to, or and I was
insane.
winning. I was winning those matches, and so I was just like, I'll just go do it. And like, no one does that nowadays. I don't know many people who fight like twice in a week in an MMA fight. And this is amateur MMA, but at that time, amateur MMA in Illinois was no different than pros except for elbows. That's it. So knees, kicks, no shin pads, little MMA gloves that we brought from home. So not even like real MMA gloves.
Yep.
I was wearing Jeff's old WC gloves that were all worn out.
Yep. No padding in them.
I mean, yeah, like, it was just like, you brought gloves, go put them on. So I mean, it's crazy. And if I could go back in time, I would probably slow that down and progress my skill set as an amateur.
Yeah.
And then really, because I turned professional at 19 years old. So I mean, that's how my amateur career went. By the time I was 20, I already had a couple of pro MMA fights.
Hey,
and then it slowed down. I mean, but it was just the way.
badass.
Stop it.
Don't flatter me.
It's just the Krispy Kremes talking.
It's pretty badass though.
Yeah, no,
It's
I
3
mean,
guys
it's-
talking.
But it's it's like but those are experiences. I wouldn't trade it, but I would try to help. If someone else wants to fight, I'm gonna definitely help guide them in the ways that I believe. And it also doesn't mean, and I've made mistakes already in my opinion with people. I still believe in if you want to fight, let's fight.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I wanted to fight. So if you get an offer, we're going to go do it.
Yep.
And maybe I've made mistakes already with that, but we can talk about that at a different time, but so if this is something you want to do, the support, the way that we would do it is we don't stop grappling. You're still going to compete in grappling tournaments because your skill set still needs to develop. And I want you to be at that, specialist level. Like, man, Adrian's jiu-jitsu is so good.
Yep.
But same time, if you want to get good at MMA, you got to get good at MMA. We got to really focus on that. It's a different style of grappling.
Yeah.
And ADCC tournaments, perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Don't get addicted to the gi stuff.
Yep.
I know you like it, but if you like
just
MMA,
wear this for me. Wear this for me.
it's too easy to grab someone and sit
Yeah.
down. You know, it's like it doesn't foster the attitude that you need. And I'm not saying you can't be a great MMA fighter and be a world champion in the gi. We've seen it. Not many, but we've seen it. We've seen Lovato,
Yeah.
also a world champion in no gi, but you know he's the triple crown of MMA, no gi.
Yeah, I mean
But
that
there's
is
not too many.
that is a rarity,
You
right?
know,
I mean,
and like another, you know,
I mean, Hodger was close. Hodger won.
but not that close.
Yeah, Tim
I'm
Kennedy
talking about
beat
a
him
world
up pretty bad,
championship,
yeah.
right? I mean, he was great, but yeah, you know, and even examples of really good jiu-jitsu practitioners, and as much as we all love and obsess about Marcelo Garcia, had one MMA fight, got punched, never want to do it again.
Yep.
And honestly, that might be how it goes for you. But I will always help you. You know, if you want to, Kyle
Just test it out right now.
I still think about the Krispy Kremes. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if with the heart that you have that we keep referring to,
Corazon.
the cortisone will
You know,
it will
when you first said
preserve- you will-
corazon,
I know-
I didn't realize what he was saying.
It almost sounds like
You're
croissant a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like, what are you
Wait,
saying?
I
You're
thought
like,
we were saying croissant.
yeah, I was-
You don't get the R out good enough.
Are you
Corazon.
Are you telling me we weren't talking about a pastry?
You say it. You say it.
corazon.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Croissant.
That sounded more like croissant.
That's a croissant.
Calzone.
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 Calzone pizza. Yeah, no, it's but with your heart, man. You know, no matter what, win, lose or draw, you'll get something out of it, and you know. But I really believe in you a lot, man. I think you
appreciate
are our future when it comes to right now. You are the
Stop
future.
it.
I mean,
Yep.
it. You are everything that we could hope for when it comes to a competitor. You got good, you know, again, skill.
Did you think that when I first
No,
like
I
walked
had no
in?
idea. I had no
You
idea.
have to see
I
you
would-
are. Yeah. You have to develop. You know.
I would never guess. I wouldn't know until, you know, and you never told me like, I want to compete, I want to do this or anything. It was just you kind of in. You were more about fitness.
Yeah.
Is kind of what you told me, and that was again. I don't have a good process for learning what people want to do when they come in. Like, I don't have that written out on paper of like them. Like, this is what my goals are, and I'd like to try to fix that. But I remember you saying like, I want to get in better shape.
Yeah.
You know, and that was in my head. I'm not gonna imagine him as a competitor. But man, you shine when it comes to
Well,
competing.
it shows a lot about what you said about your personality, about like competing and stuff, and just like you earned it. You know, you earned that spot of being, you know, the up and comer by just coming and training and not your words. You know, just you know, that's like one of those things is like people will. There's a way that people will like ask you about things that will be like, you know, like someone will just come to me like, how do I get better at this? And like the way they're asking me is not like a
intelligent question.
they're almost hoping that like words will come back to them to make them better. And it's like no, it goes back to what you said of just like get on the mat. And obviously there's always things you can tell people to help them, but there's a point that it's just like you have to do more than seek this information, you know.
Yeah, and I think honestly, Adrian, you do a good job even of asking the right questions and being in the right space of mind. You know, you want to get better, and that's all. It's all it takes.
Yeah.
You got the heart. Now you have the desire. The skill will find itself there. You know, and as long as you stick with it, I really do believe in you. I say this is like, you know, if you're saying you want to fight, this will be a good memory because there'll be a time when you're like, man, you know, we said Adrian would do it. And when he's a future world champion,
Yep.
we'll be able to go back and listen to him talk about Krispy Kremes. We'll be able to talk, you know, hear about the guys.
Those
and
three guys, you know. Yeah.
I mean, it might come back
Three
to haunt
guys,
you.
one room, 12 Krispy Kremes.
Man, Adrian's become a champion, and then this podcast is going to come out, and there's going to be some dude sitting in a bar and be, I'm going to go headlock that guy and become UFC champion again.
Yeah, that belt.
That belt's
That
mine.
belt was mine. Fuck Chuck Norris. I won that tournament.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays out for him.
Adrian doesn't know what we're talking about. But do you know the reference?
No, not at all. I'll still laugh though.
Yeah.
Shout out movies.
Yeah, if you know what it is, tell us. That was a good reference right there.
That's
Favorite
a good
movie.
one.
All right. What else? Anything else, guys? I think this is good. Where are we at?
That was right about 2 hours.
2 hours.
If we had the Kenny's Corner in, you know, it was a good one.
Hopefully the video we can figure it out. We'll get a little video going.
We'll definitely get it in there. Yeah.
We'll figure it out, guys.
Shout out Kenny. Shout out Anthony for coming on the podcast.
you, guys.
First youth
Yes.
on the podcast.
We'll do more. And we've got a really good response when it came to what are we gonna call that? Like people's episodes, people's shows. You know how we were doing like the alliterations.
Yeah. I mean, the little.
I've gotten so many messages of people like, you should do this one.
Yeah.
Like stupid ones. I can't remember. But like it's It's gonna happen. I think everyone. So can we do one for Adrian? What do we think? Adrian.
Yeah, we'll have to go.
Assaulting with Adrian.
I just grab random people.
It should be-
on
it
the
should
street,
be-
just
it
start
should be,
beating them up. Just teach you.
Huerta's hobbies, and he comes in with a new hobby every week. Just
And it's like something really
this is
stupid.
my new hobby, crocheting.
Yeah.
So I'll show you. Just put
And
the
he's
string-
terrible at all.
Fire alarms.
Yeah.
Huerta-
Huerta's hobbies, doing a Rubik's cube. I don't know how to do it now, but I just spin these things a little bit. The colors change.
Heart with Huerta.
Horse with hair.
Heart. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll find one for you with an A.
Good.
I like it.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a good part of the show.
Yep.
So we'll get that going more. We'll try to get some more people involved. I keep asking. It's just tough. We do these shows at weird times.
Yep.
Like Kenny's willing to like have his wife be mad so he can like film this. His kid's got to go eat dinner. He got to go to school, but we're staying here at 9 p.m. And
Honey, I'll be
gotta
home in
work at
5:30
4.
minutes. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So if anyone is interested in doing a segment, that's what it's called, a segment.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to do a segment, let us know. But it's got to be funny and it's got to be good.
Yeah, show segments. So now
Show
now
segments.
the alliteration is within the show. Yeah, show segments.
The SS.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh no! All right, we're getting late. We
It
gotta stop this.
always breaks down.
Oh god.
Well,
So-
so thank you everybody for being
Thank
with
you,
us,
Adrian.
Adrian. This has been a really interesting episode. Very happy to
pleasure.
get to know you.
Yeah, I'm really happy to get to know you more, buddy.
yeah.
And no need to be shy. You know, everyone loves you here. You're a big part of the school. You are the king. You got to start,
Acting like
act like it. Yeah. But you're a humble king, and I actually appreciate that too. You're a good guy. Good
That's what we
job.
need. So shout out to everyone who came and listened to the episode. This was episode 11. So
do we
thanks
have
for
next?
joining us. Next, we got
Pete, right?
Are we doing what we think on Sunday? Do you know?
So on Sunday, I don't
we
even
gonna do
think
it?
he's gonna know it.
I don't
so
think he even knows.
This
but we
is
can say it.
we're gonna shout it out because I don't think he'll
It's very
make it all the way
special.
to the end of the episode by it. So our friend Steve, Steve is a huge Chargers fan. He's a huge San Diego Chargers fan. They're not the San Diego Chargers anymore, but Steve's
They're
a
not?
fan. Steve's a fan of the San Diego Chargers.
are
So
they?
I think they're LA now. They're
What?
the LA Chargers. They
Is
moved.
he heartbroken?
Yeah, no, he don't care too much.
yeah,
He just
okay.
watches the team.
It's more about the Chargers. Gotcha.
But so Steve's a huge Chargers fan, and Steve's been fighting ALS for the past 3 years, and his family bought tickets to go see the Chargers game against the Packers, I believe, this weekend. And he's not going to be able to go, so his family's going to go see the game. And me and Joey are going to surprise him at his house. We're going to watch the game with him.
We're gonna bring some
We're gonna eat
pizza?
some Uncle Jerry's, and
Yes.
we're going to cast. So that'll be our episode for Sunday.
Very special episode.
Yeah, it'll be a
It's,
really
means a
special
lot
episode
to
to us. So and honestly too, if anybody can look, we've been posting on it a lot. We have a GoFundMe out there
Yes.
for Steve. So if you guys want to, that'll be up for a very long time. It's just going to help with everything. Steve rides one of his scooters over to the gym every day. It's starting to get cold. He's not going to be able to do that. So he's going to need some sort of truck and stuff, like a van or something. So there's a lot of different things that
There's a lot of things. We can even get creative with how we can help. But
yeah. So any
And,
little thing can
also,
help.
I'll say thanks to all of the people from RMMA who donated. I
Yeah.
went and looked through. We had a lot of people help out, so it's really cool.
Awesome.
So that would be a really fun. That's a really important one. And our goals, just so we know, is we're gonna have so much fun.
So much fun.
Like-
It couldn't be anything but fun.
I mean, me and Kyle have had many fun conversations with Steve.
Yep.
That if we could have recorded, it would have been fantastic.
Just man.
He's one of the funniest dudes.
He doesn't
ever.
even know how funny
yeah,
he is. Yeah,
he's
Steve is a great human being.
So it's gonna be really fun. So
Awesome.
I'm excited for it.
So we got that planned out for Sunday. So me and Joey are heading out to St. Louis to compete
what
on
a crazy
Saturday.
weekend then, huh?
Yeah, so that'll be a quick one. It'll be a nice way to wrap up the year.
Yeah, and we're done competing after this for this year. So
Yeah,
we're taking December.
very fast turnaround. Yeah, my body's feeling it. So yeah. So this will
Kyle's
be
got a lot of weight to cut.
Yep.
It's going to be an exciting weekend, and then we'll get back and we'll hit the podcast up.
awesome. So we will see you guys with the episode on Sunday. Thanks for joining us, Adrian. Thanks so much, Joey.
course.
Thanks for being here,
Always.
Jay. Thanks for always being in the back, and we will see you guys next week as we keep it rolling.